The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of the management and staff of Guardian Radio.
Good morning. The PHA locked in that overtime dispute, insisting no breach of union agreement. The government looking to extend maternity leave and introduce paternity leave, but a minimum wage increase, unlikely before the next election. And we are launching our new Spotlight on the Orange Economy series. Each month we'll be taking a look at the opportunities and the challenges that's coming up in business. That's all straight ahead this morning. I'm Dwight Strachan, and this is Morning Blend.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. Don't you know that it's the start of the end of the old way. Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Good morning again, Bahamas. It is Tuesday, January 27th, 2026. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Again, I'm Dwight Strachan. In a moment, Duquesne Dean will be joining us. Also this morning, we're going to be talking with the National Dance Company of the Bahamas. They have a special partnership with the Dance Theater of Harlem, and there will be auditions coming up in a few days. We'll get all the details. That's ahead. But first, it's time for the overnight, the latest breaking news from while we're sleeping, and the top national and international headlines this morning. In the overnight, the Public Hospitals Authority and the Bahamas Nurses Union appear to be at loggerheads over the issue of overtime, potentially spelling bad news for Bahamians seeking care at public health care institutions. After facing backlash from the BNU following the introduction of a new overtime policy within the PHA system, Managing Director Abinette Roll saying Monday that the authority's new policy does not breach any industrial agreements. In a memo dated January 14th, PHA Deputy Financial Controller Ryan Bastian said the new policy is set to take effect in the January 2026 pay period. The overtime policy requires that requests be approved by the managing director before payments are made due to an exhaustion of the PHA's overtime budget allocation. In response to the implementation, the BNU issued a letter stating that the policy is in breach of its industrial agreement and called for members to cease working overtime until there is a guarantee of payment. But Roll saying in a voice note, there's been no breach of the overtime policy, stating, quote, the information that was extended to the finance team and the hospital administrators are controls put in terms of accountability and approval. There's been no breach in the overtime policy, and there's no breach when management is putting in controls about the distribution of overtime, as well as the controls put in place to ensure that there is authority given and that there are monies allocated for the same. Approvals and putting in control measures for accountability is not a breach of the policy. Well, back in September, Roll said overtime for public healthcare workers spiked due to understaffing. The understaffing followed the cancellation of the Davis administration's Cuban partnerships after U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio announced visa sanctions against governments associated with Cuba's overseas medical missions, citing forced labor. While she was not able to provide a figure for the increase in overtime, Royal said in September that the impact was being felt by many. Minister of Labor and Public Service Pia Glover-Roll says that another minimum wage increase is not likely to happen before the upcoming general election. The government increased the minimum wage in January 2023 from $210 to $260 per week. The government has indicated it would like to raise the minimum wage again during this term, but when asked if another increase will happen before the next election is due this year, Glover-Roll saying yesterday, quote, "I don't think that is likely." Glover-Roll did say, though, that the Department of Labor and Public Service is exploring extending maternity leave by 2 additional weeks and introducing paternity leave. She said, quote, "This is an historic amendment to our labor legislation. Labor legislation in the Bahamas hasn't been amended for our generation practically, so we are in our drafting phase of the legislation, which includes the Employment Act, the Industrial Relations Act, and general orders." Currently, maternity leave is 12 weeks. During that period, employers are mandated to pay at least 1/3 of the worker's pay. Additionally, eligible fathers are only allowed to leave following the birth of their child. Although she could confirm if the extension would be introduced before the upcoming election, Glover-Roll said that she hopes final consultation will happen soon. Couldn't confirm whether that would happen before the general election. A Nassau man sentenced to 7 years and 6 months in prison after admitting to beating and killing a 56-year-old man. 38-year-old Reginald Chase pleaded guilty to manslaughter in the fatal beating of Michael Pratt in June of 2023 when he appeared before Justice Neil Brathwaite. As part of the plea deal, prosecutors reduced a murder charge to manslaughter and gave Chase credit for the time he spent on remand. According to the prosecutor, Kristen Butler Benaby, Chase was at Pratt's home on Malcolm Road when they got into an argument. The argument turned deadly when Chase beat Pratt across the head and his chest with a bat. Pratt was taken to the hospital where he died. An autopsy confirmed that Pratt died from blunt force trauma to the head and torso. After Chase accepted the summary of the evidence, Brathwaite convicted and sentenced him. The plea deal recommended a sentence of 10 years, which was reduced to 7 years and 6 months after accounting for remand time. A robber who held up a man after he made a withdrawal at a Bank of the Bahamas ATM avoided a trial yesterday by taking a plea deal. Frank Dorset pleaded guilty to the November 6, 2023 armed robbery of Alexander Henfield in New Providence when he appeared before Justice Neil Brathwaite. At around 8 p.m. on the day in question, Henfield was robbed of $300 by a gunman after he withdrew the money from the ATM. Caught on surveillance footage, and Dorset was wearing the same clothing as the gunman when police arrested him hours later. Dorset's ankle bracelet put him on the scene. Dorset accepted the facts of the case and was sentenced to 3 years and 10 months after receiving credit for the 2 years and 2 months on remand. Upon his release from prison, Dorset would be placed on probation for 1 year. A breach of probation would result in 2 years in prison. Overseas, the death toll from the Trump administration's strikes on alleged drug boats is up to 126 people now, with the inclusion of those presumed dead after being lost at sea, according to the U.S. military. The figure includes 116 people who were killed immediately in at least 36 attacks carried out since early September in the Caribbean Sea and the eastern Pacific Ocean. 10 others are believed dead because searchers did not locate them following the strike. 8 of the presumed dead had jumped off boats when American forces attacked a trio of vessels accused of trafficking drugs on December 30th. The number was not released previously, though the military said when announcing those strikes that the U.S. Coast Guard had searched for survivors. The 2 other people presumed dead were on the boats that were attacked on October 27th and last Friday. U.S. President Donald Trump has said the U.S. is in armed conflict with cartels in Latin America and has justified the attacks as a necessary escalation to stem the flow of drugs. But his administration has offered little evidence to support its claims of killing narco-terrorists. Beer cans, candles, and bloodstained clothing littering a soccer field in central Mexico a day after 7 people and injured 12 others during a gathering after an amateur match, while authorities investigate the killings. State Governor Libia Denise Garcia saying Monday that security in the region has been reinforced with state and federal forces. She said on social media that the state will act decisively to protect families, restore peace to the community, and bring those responsible to justice. The massacre took place in the municipality of Salamanca, in the state with the highest number of homicides in Mexico. That region's been racked by intense violence linked to the territorial dispute between the local Santa Rosa de Lima cartel, a violent group primarily dedicated to fuel theft and trafficking, and the Jalisco New Generation Cartel, or CJNG. According to a federal official familiar with the case who requested anonymity because it's an ongoing investigation, initial evidence suggests that some of the deceased people were linked to a private security company associated with the CJNG. The official added that prior to the attack, messages attributed to the Santa Rosa cartel were found mentioning their dispute with Jalisco. And parts of Australia sweltering in record temperatures close to 122 degrees Fahrenheit as the country sweated through a prolonged heat wave. Some rural towns in Victoria State registered preliminary highs of 120 Fahrenheit or 48 Celsius, which, if confirmed, would top records set on the day in 2009 when 173 people were killed in the state's devastating Black Saturday bushfires. No casualties were reported from Tuesday's heat wave, but Victoria authorities urging caution as 3 forest fires burned out of control. Melbourne, the state's largest city, also came close to its hottest day, searing heat more evident than at Melbourne Park, with the usual crowds thronging outside the Australian Open tennis tournament dwindled to a ghost town as temperatures soared. Inside, organizers enacted extreme heat protocols, forcing closures of the retractable roofs over the main arenas and postponement of matches on the uncovered court. During Tuesday's quarterfinal between Ariana Sabalenka and Iva Jokic, the last match played under scorching sun, the players held ice packs to their heads and portable fans to their faces during breaks in play. In sports, Bahamian collegiate players turning in strong performances over the weekend, in particular, a quartet of young men who played significant roles for their respective NCAA Division I men's basketball teams. Over in the Southeastern Conference, A.J. Storr and the University of Mississippi Rebels coming up short against the University of Kentucky Wildcats, losing 72-63. Storr, a senior guard for the Rebels, was a consistent force, though, scoring a side-high 20 points off the bench, his 5th 20-point effort for the season. Storr is averaging 20 points per game off the bench over the past 6 contests for Ole Miss. On Saturday, he shot 6 for 15 from the floor and knocked down one of his 28 minutes of play, while adding 4 rebounds and 3 steals. Frederick King had his 6th double-double of the season, but he and the Murray State University Racers fell to the University of Northern Iowa Panthers 81-76. King, the 6'9" starting center for the Racers, erupted for 16 points and added 11 rebounds while shooting 7 for 13 from the field. There's more in today's Guardian Sports section, including the performances from Donnie Freeman and Dayton Albury, all in there in today's Guardian Sports section. And a trio of junior tennis players opening their 2026 season on a high note, hauling away championship trophies at the Bahamas Lawn Tennis Association's Under 14 and Under 16 New Year's Tournament. hosted over the weekend by the BLTA's National Tennis Center at the National Tennis Center. Rebecca Patan had a phenomenal showing at the tournament, taking home double crown honors after prevailing in both the girls under 14 and under 16 categories. Playing as the number one seeded player in the girls under 14 division, Patan breezed through the competition. There's more in today's Guardian Sports section. Speaking of tennis from the Australian Open, as we say, enduring record heat in Australia, Coco Gauff smashing her racket into the concrete once for every time she dropped serve, and another one for good measure after her Australian Open quarterfinal loss to Alina Svitolina on Tuesday. The third-seeded Gauff, a two-time major winner, struggled with her serve and recorded 5 double faults in the first set when she was broken 4 times. There were 2 more service breaks in the second set, and once the match was over in 59 minutes, Gauff stayed composed as she left the center court and tried to find somewhere quiet to vent her frustration. It's no place at Rod Laver Arena except for the locker rooms. It's beyond the scope of the cameras, so the 7 times she pounded her racket into a concrete ramp were far from the private moment following her 6-1, 6-2 defeat. And former FIFA President Sepp Blatter backing a proposed fan boycott of World Cup matches for soccer in the United States because of the conduct of U.S. President Donald Trump and his administration at home and abroad. Blatter was the latest international soccer figure to call into question the suitability of the United States as a host country. He called for the boycott in a post on X, formerly Twitter, that supported Mark Pieff's comments in an interview last week with the Swiss newspaper Der Bund. Pieff, a Swiss attorney specializing in white-collar crime and anti-corruption expert, chairing the Independent Governance Committee's oversight of FIFA reform a decade ago. Blatter was president of the world's governing body for soccer from 1998 to 2015. He resigned amid an investigation into corruption. Pieff in his interview saying, though, quote, "If we consider everything we've discussed, there's only one piece of advice for fans. Stay away from the USA. You'll see it better on TV anyway. And upon arrival, fans should expect that if they don't please the officials, they'll be put straight on the next flight home if they're lucky." Blatter quoting Pieff and adding, quote, "I think Mark Pieff is right to question this World Cup." Well, the United States is co-hosting the World Cup with Canada and Mexico. From June 11th through July 19th, the international soccer community's concerns about the United States stem from Trump's expansionist posture on Greenland and travel bans and aggressive tactics in dealing with migrants and immigration enforcement protests in America. That's sports, and that's the overnight. Time for your first look at weather. Your first look at weather brought to you by Star General. We've got a gale warning in effect for the northern northwest Bahamas until noon today, and a central Bahamas warning will come into effect through noon to Wednesday. That will remain in effect through noon on Wednesday. Occasional gusts to gale force are possible across all these areas. Boaters, especially small craft, are urged to remain in port until further notice. So, as you can see, if you're outside, a strong cold front across the northwest Bahamas now, and that's going to quickly push southeastwards into the central Bahamas and the southeastern islands by tonight. Winds behind the front are fresh to strong with gusts to gale force. So that's across the northern and northwest Bahamas right now. This morning is going to continue before diminishing to fresh to moderate breezes. Winds across the central islands will remain strong through Wednesday morning. High pressure is going to build across the islands behind the front, producing cooler temperatures. There is a moderate to high risk of life-threatening rip currents on the open and Atlantic waters today and for the rest of the week. Beachgoers are advised to stay out of these waters, Atlantic waters. Motorists and pedestrians are advised to exercise extreme caution while along coastal roads. along seawalls, and especially if you're in Eleuthera near the Glass Window Bridge. Waves can cause coastal flood on the roadway and even worse. So for today, for the northern half of the country, we are looking at partly cloudy conditions with a 20% chance of isolated showers. Winds north to northeast at 20 to 25 knots with occasional gusts to gale, falling to 15 to 20 knots by early this afternoon. For the central Bahamas, partly sunny, becoming partly cloudy by this afternoon as that front begins to move through. Rain chances at about 20% with isolated showers. Winds light and variable at less than 10 knots ahead of the front, becoming north to northeast at 15 to 25 knots behind the front, and northeasterly at 15 to 20 knots, with higher gusts for all areas in the central Bahamas by late afternoon. The southeast Bahamas, partly sunny today, becoming partly cloudy tonight with a 10% chance of stray showers. Winds variable at less than 10 knots, becoming northeasterly at 10 to 15 knots by tonight. Temperature-wise, we're seeing two different stories. If you're in the northern half of the country, we're looking at highs in the mid-70s today, around 77 Fahrenheit, 25 Celsius. Overnight lows tonight getting down to the low to mid-60s. Or for the extreme northern islands, about 20 Celsius. And the upper 60s to low 70s for the rest of the northwest Bahamas, including New Providence, so about 22 Celsius. For the central and southeast Bahamas today, highs around 82, 83 Fahrenheit, 28 Celsius. Overnight lows tonight in the mid-70s, around 75 Fahrenheit, 24 Celsius. That's your first look at weather this morning. We'll have an extended outlook. Weather check brought to you by Star General Insurance, made simple.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up.
You are listening to Morning Blend. When we come back, we're discussing the day's top stories right here on your home for fresh news and smart talk all day. Guardian Radio 96.9.
It's the start of the end of the old way. Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Planning for retirement can be overwhelming, but with CFAL, it doesn't have to be. We offer tailor-made individual, group, and pension solutions that take the guesswork out of retirement planning. Whether it's for you or your company, don't leave your future to chance and let the trusted hands of CFAL's experts guide you toward peace of mind and financial stability. Low upfront costs and affordable monthly payments make it easy for you to build wealth so you can live well. Visit us at cfal.com to start on your path toward financial freedom. CFAL, growing wealth for future generations.
Looking to elevate your gadget game, or are tech troubles simply slowing you down? Escape to a world of innovation at Custom Computers, your go-to store for the latest cutting-edge tech. Whether you need to upgrade your life with the best from Apple and Windows, little TLC, the Custom Computers Know-How Store is the destination for unbeatable expertise and quality repairs. With 2 convenient locations, there's a Custom Computers near you on Patton Street in Palmdale and Caves Village, or call 396-1100.
Tired of banks forcing you to use technology to bank the way they want you to? Your convenience is important. So no matter what your banking needs, Commonwealth Bank's friendly staff are always available in branch for that personal one-on-one service. But when you choose technology, our online and mobile banking app offers you state-of-the-art functionality. The choice is yours. Commonwealth Bank. Bank the way you want.
Marco's is so back. Don't think small, think big. The big XL deal at Marco's Pizza is just $16.50. One extra large, one topping pizza you'll love at a great price. Big nights need big pizza. Made with our founder's signature sauce, fresh cheese, and fresh dough. Taste the freshness in every slice. Big slices, big flavor, big value. Order now at marcospizzabahamas.com. Go big tonight with Marco's.
Every day in a busy world, we have to do so much. Bank with CIBC and get that personal touch. Share your ambitions, let us help your dreams come
No one likes a fender bender.
Oh, man.
From a little scratch to a full mashup, NUA Insurance has got you covered with auto insurance tailored to fit your needs and budget. For affordable rates with free on-site accident assistance, visit us online or in branch and just ask us. NUA Insurance. Ask us because we've got you covered.
For fast, reliable, and impactful printing services, look no further. Let Printmasters bring your masterpiece to life. We stand by our quality products that is second to none. Our affordable pricing and friendly, efficient staff makes Printmasters the ultimate choice for all your printing needs. We can deliver any type of printing services, from banners to booklets to business cards. You name it, we can print it.
Let Printmasters bring your masterpiece to life.
Located in the Nassau Guardian Building, telephone 302-2361.
Looking for insurance that fits your lifestyle and your budget? At Star General Insurance, we've got you covered. Whether it's motor insurance with flexible options for third-party liability and comprehensive coverage, or commercial insurance products that protect your business, we have choices you can afford. Own a home or renting? Our home insurance products have just what you need. And for the adventurers out there, we offer marine insurance too. Visit our website or social media pages for contact information and quotes. Star General, insurance made simple.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. Don't you know that it's the start of the end of the old way. Wake up, it's a new day. 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 Wake up, wake up.
Welcome back to Morning Blend here on Guardian Radio 96.9. We are streaming live on GuardianTalkRadio.com and on the Guardian Radio app for smart devices. We're also on your televisions on Cable Bahamas Channel 969 and BTC Flow Channel 612. You can tweet us at Morning Blend 969 or Facebook.com/Morning Blend 969. Text us on the Guardian Radio text line powered by BTC 422-4796. Standard text rate supply. Once again, I'm Dwight Strachan. Join me now, Duquesa Dean.
Good morning and happy Tuesday.
Good morning, Duquesa Dean. I was supposed to tell the producer to have some applause ready for Duquesa
Man,
Dean.
stop it.
Activist, warrior, Duquesa Dean.
Can I be called an activist? They usually get locked up and stuff. And
No, it depends what you're activating. I don't know what the word is. On, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you said it last week.
Yeah.
I mean, is it still?
I passed yesterday and there was a police car parked on the median and there was another car, but I think somebody was like sitting in it. There.
If you missed it, last week she made an appeal to the police, to anybody, any authority who could listen to stop the madness on the median on West Bay Street opposite Office of the Prime Minister and Goldwyn, and to stop people from parking on the grass there. Because it's dangerous, but unsightly as well.
That's correct.
And
against the law.
Yeah,
I
getting
think
tickets.
it was 2 days later.
Everybody called in and said, "Look what Duquesa caused! Look what
I
Duquesa
didn't cause it.
So I have a list of things I want you to make an appeal for.
Oh, my goodness.
Because I've been doing it, but no one listens to me. But if I give you the list and you say, "Please, for the love of God," right? Can you? Yeah.
Can I just get the next one out the way now?
You have one already?
I do. It's. I had two. Remember, the other one is asking the Ministry of Tourism or NAD to deal with the overgrown grassy area that's on the domestic terminal. Like I went to drop guests there again last week, and as you drive up, heading toward the domestic terminal, it is so unsightly. Like guests leave from that area as well. You have Air Canada, WestJet, all of those. You're taking Like if tourism is the major thing here, then why is it that that's the last thing that they're seeing, that unsightly area? Not to mention, what message are you sending to your citizens? Are we not worthy of having a nice domestic airport to depart from?
Not at all. Do you remember what it used to look like?
So,
unless they're going to the U.S., I don't know if we care. But
we need to care.
All right. So, everybody, you heard that one. I think that was going to take a little longer, but
probably.
Yeah.
But let's get it done.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Well, thank you. Thank you for your
and you can secretly give me your list, and I'll start working.
I will. It's very long, but you'll do one a week.
One a week,
Yeah,
okay. And repeats when necessary.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
And we might, I don't know, should we turn it into a business? Get people to, no, let's not do that.
But let's just say that was listening.
Hey.
For making sure that at least one illegal act can be discontinued, and with consistent monitoring.
I was going to say,
now,
please don't let by this time in February we're saying, oh my gosh,
the same
what
thing
right.
again. Yeah. But thank you.
But I hope all those people found somewhere to park.
Well, they're now parking by that beach. You know, if you come around, go slow heading west, that beach area there, like there's a little, when you come around, go slow.
Is that kind of far?
You're heading, where else is there to park?
Man. So you need a shuttle.
So, they need a parking lot and a shuttle.
Well, oh boy. Okay. Yeah. Hey, consider these things when you are making your massive developments.
And when you're approving massive developments.
Boy.
Yes.
All right. So we've got a lot to talk about today. There's a lot going on. I hope we can get through all of these things. But also we have great guests. We're going to be talking with the National Dance Company of the Bahamas. They have some auditions for the Dance Theater of Harlem.
Oh, nice.
The deadline to register is coming up, but the auditions are in a couple of weeks. We'll get all the details about that. Then later in business, we are launching our monthly series with the Ministry of Economic Affairs. That's where the Orange Economy Unit is, and we are launching Spotlight on the Orange Economy.
Okay,
so each month we'll be talking with them about that. Yeah, all right. So we've got a lot to get to on this Tuesday. This final Tuesday of January 2026.
No,
you can't believe it. It
wow.
is practically March. Yeah. Let's begin with what else is in the news. Okay, so in the news, a lot to get to this morning. On the front page of the Nassau Guardian, so there's a kid, Junior Junkanoo rehearsals. Junior Junkanoo, do you know when that is? Thursday.
But
yeah, so there are going to be road closures as well. I'll tell you about that Thursday, but keep that in mind. Thursday evening. You don't want to be downtown unless you're going to Junior Junkanoo, which is a great thing to go to.
Right.
But if you don't want to go there, you're being warned to remember Junior Junkanoo is Thursday. And good luck to all the schools participating in Junior Junkanoo.
There are lots of them.
Okay. Yeah. Hey, that's great. Great stuff. All right, so the big headline in the Nassau Guardian, PHA locked in overtime dispute. We told you about this yesterday. The nurses union saying that apparently they've been told there are no funds for overtime, but working without overtime is in breach of their industrial agreement. The PHA is coming back and saying, no, it is not a breach, but you just need approval, and it has to be approved by the managing director before you can work the overtime. DeQuesta looks like she wants to explode. What's going on
That's kind of stressing me out because, okay, if you can plan for overtime, yes. But if you are already working on a critically ill patient and your time is up, like how do you get pre-approval? Like if there's an emergency, how does pre-approval work?
Okay, so I mean, if you're in the middle of something critical and it goes over 40 minutes, I mean, are you talking about that or working 5 hours past your shift? Because that's something different.
No, like I'm talking about like critical situations where you may have had ambulance or something come in and they're critically ill patients that you're in the emergency room with or that you're cleaning up or whatever, and you get off at 4:00. Like, what are you supposed to do? Leave them and go? Or do you at 3:45 send a request to say, hey, I need to work overtime? Like those
again,
ones.
how are we talking about? Because I mean, if you're in the middle of something,
Well, I don't know however long it takes to stabilize.
For 30 minutes over?
If it's even, I'm sure many of them don't even want to work overtime, right? But if you are in the middle of something and you don't have a timeline, you don't know how long it's going to take to deal with this person who may be bleeding out or those type of situations. Like, how do you handle? Is that different from short staff? So I'm going to stay and work.
Right. Now, you see, okay, I think that's the difference, right? So I don't know for certain, but I imagine that if you were in the middle, this person is about to, we're trying to save this one, and I was here 40 minutes over, but you decided to work half another shift.
No.
And you're doing paperwork.
No, that's not. You can't decide.
Right.
Right. No,
that's
agreeable.
Different.
Right.
That's
Agreed.
different.
Right.
And I don't know.
I just wonder if there are like policies for both, because like if it's just, I'm here, I have nothing else to do later, we short staff, so I can stay and I go work another half shift.
Yeah,
so
you
I
need
can make
approval
it.
for that.
Right. You should need approval. I thought overtime is something that should be requested anyway from your management team. Like, can you stay and work versus it being a personal decision that, hey, I'm going to stay here and work 5 hours. So it's all
things
very
might be different in
very
hospitals.
confusing.
Things may be very different in hospitals, but yeah, I hope they get it sorted out
I
soon.
hope so
too. Yeah, we're going to continue to keep you posted on that.
Yeah.
Okay, we mentioned this yesterday. It was a well-placed source telling the National Guardian this, that the PLP might be having a pre-election convention, but not for every position, not leader, not deputy, but for perhaps chairman, which is very interesting, right? So there's a follow-up article, but this is in the Tribune today. So senior Progressive Liberal Party figures and supporters are apparently split over whether the party should stage a voting convention next month, with critics questioning its value so close to a general election, and backers urging a show of strength and momentum. The debate has intensified as attention turns to possible contenders for senior party posts, including the office of the Prime Minister's Communications Director, Latrell Ramming. Former PLP MP Shane Gibson, who withdrew from the party's last chairmanship race, said he does not see a compelling need for a convention that we would support the party if it decides to proceed. PLP Deputy National Coordinator for Elections Valentine Grimes has also expressed reservations, warning that internal contests can be divisive. He questioned whether it would be prudent to hold internal elections so close to a general election, and whether there is a real need for such a process at this time. So is it a certain thing? Is this guaranteed to happen? Because yesterday it was just... Yeah, kind of. People were suggesting that they might. But is it definitely happening? It sounds like... Sounds like this might be a thing. Former PLP MP Leslie Miller was more blunt, dismissing the value of a convention altogether and arguing that internal votes have little bearing on the outcome of a national election. And party chairman Fred Mitchell has already signaled that he does not expect to campaign again for the chairmanship, saying he has one campaign left, focusing on his Fox Hill seat, retaining that. Asked directly whether he would consider a run, Shane Gibson telling the Tribune, quote, absolutely not, adding that he's finished with politics. He has, however, voiced support for Ramming, describing him as a good option. Privately, some PLP members have also pointed to Senator Deasante Benaby Small as a potential contender. When contacted, Mrs. Small did not rule out a possible run, saying she's prepared to serve in whatever capacity the party sees fit. Ramming also declined to comment on his own intentions, but said he was humbled to be mentioned as a potential successor. Oh, boy. Okay, not all party supporters oppose the idea of a convention. Chairman of the PLP's men's branch, Joe Johnson, said he believes a pre-election convention could inject energy into the party ahead of the campaign. Okay. Interesting stuff there. Yeah.
Well, I guess both sides, if it could support or hurt so close to an election. So the chairmanship is elected by the voting members of the PLP. And I guess if your person doesn't get in, it could be a little stingy, but would that really cause you to, act out that severely that it impacts the general election? I don't think so, but it could be
not PLPs.
Yeah, it could be a great opportunity to rally them energize
Great
them.
opportunity for a party.
Right. You know, and we know that they are great at those. So, yeah, it could be a great opportunity to infuse people.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens.
All right. If you have comments on that, you can text us 422-4796 or tweet us, Facebook us. We'll take some calls a little bit later, but 422-4796. Now, a couple of court stories I want to get to, and these are very interesting. Okay, so court and crime. So this story, this is again in the Tribune. This is weird. Okay, so slain homeless man's family seeks answers. The killing of a 69-year-old homeless man. The killing of a 69-year-old homeless man on East Bay Street has left his family struggling to understand how a routine weekend ended in violence. Insisting that he was not confrontational and never troubled anyone. Let me read a little more.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll wait.
We all are scratching our heads here. Felix Morley died after being assaulted near Dunmore Lane on Saturday. Police say officers on patrol saw a man striking Morley with a stick during an altercation. They intervened and found Morley unresponsive. He was later pronounced dead at the hospital. A 39-year-old man was taken into custody. Morley's nephew, Cordero Seymour, said the family remains deeply confused about what led to the fatal encounter. Well, we are all confused.
Yeah.
For many reasons. While acknowledging that his uncle lived on the streets and moved around frequently and struggled with drug use, he said Morley was not aggressive and generally kept to himself. Seymour said relatives were told Morley may have done something to provoke the confrontation, but they have not been given any clarity on the matter. Describing Morley as intelligent and articulate, noting that he graduated from St. Augustine's College and later attended college abroad. Despite living on the streets, Morley remained in regular contact with his family and often spoke fondly about his past. This is very, very, very sad and disturbing. Relatives said he was fiercely independent and preferred not to rely on family support, believing in handling matters on his own terms. Okay. He stressed that while his uncle struggled with drugs, he was not mentally unstable and was street smart, often picking up odd jobs and, according to his nephew, routinely representing himself when he encountered legal trouble.
It's so much contradictory.
Seymour said, quote, he was normal. He just was on drugs. Wow. And just wanted to live how he wanted to live. So it wasn't like we had to go on like, hey, we got to go get him from walking around the road acting crazy. He was just on drugs.
It's a lot of questions, but
I don't want to read it anymore.
You know, Dwight, that's a lot. And the reason I say that is because things are always two-sided. Families can, at some point, do their best to try to grab their family members off and get tired of that same get them, they go back, get them, they go back type of thing. I'm not saying that is what happened in this situation. Just having a family member on the street has to be heartbreaking, particularly if their addiction is getting in the way of them being able to help that person, get better. And that could take a taxing toll on a family as well. And while it's not like a good thing to say, you could in some respect understand how it came to the place where a decision could be made to just let them live their life, especially if you've used your monetary resources or, you've been out there rescuing someone over and over and over again. At what point do you decide about your well-being and your children's well-being versus that person, or getting, maybe getting them admitted to Sandlands for support or whatever. There's a lot caught up in that. So even like being homeless and on drugs, that makes you vulnerable as well, in my opinion, because you obviously will be a target as well. So yes, you can't, like, your family is saying, I'm concerned about you, but you're homeless, but they're on the street. And we may be saying, yeah, but if that's
normal.
Right,
He's
go get
normal.
them. But I don't think it's
Just on drugs.
Yeah, but you're right. So we can hear that this person had some challenges. I guess, I don't know if the other person that struck him was another homeless person or what the conditions of that is. But, it's...
Oh, boy.
It's something.
Yeah.
It's something. When do you give up? When do you get to the point where you say, I've been trying with this person for so long, I just have to let it go? Like, what is that line?
The rope is longer for certain people.
Yeah.
Some people can deal with a lot and others not much.
Yeah.
But this is a tragedy all around.
Right.
This is very sad.
Because I think there's another famous homeless person by choice. I think he has a house. I think he goes there occasionally.
What now?
Yeah, his family says that he has there's a home and this is what he chooses to do. I can't remember his
In Nassau?
Yeah, right here in Nassau. I mean,
Is he on drugs too?
I don't think that he is on drugs.
Oh,
It
well.
doesn't look so to me, but it just looks like that's what he wants to do.
Wow. All right. I really want to read this, but I don't think I should.
What is it that's saying I shouldn't?
They're questioning the family member who's speaking.
Oh, okay.
Wondering if they're also on drugs for saying what they said.
Oh.
But anyway, but it would be best to just say, I hope the police do a proper investigation.
Yeah.
Because that's not normal.
Yeah.
I hear you. Wow. There's another message in response to what we were talking about earlier with Goldwyn. People now who want to go to the beach have nowhere to park because of Goldwyn. Yeah, boy.
Yeah.
That's rough. All right, so continue to send your messages, folks, about that story. You can text us 422-4796 or call in 323-6232, 325-4316, 54259. Tweet us, Facebook us, text us 422-4796. All right, so 2 court cases here I wanted to get to. This one in the Nassau Guardian today, man takes plea deal in fatal beating. Yeah? All right. So a Nassau man was on Monday sentenced to 7 years and 6 months in prison after admitting to beating and killing a 56-year-old man.
Wow.
38-year-old Reginald Chase pleaded guilty to manslaughter in the fatal beating of Michael Pratt in June of 2023. When he appeared before Justice Neil Brathwaite. As part of the plea deal, prosecutors reduced a murder charge to manslaughter and gave Chase credit for the time he spent on remand. According to the prosecutor, Kristen Butler Benaby, Chase was at, where am I? Lost it. Okay. Chase was at Pratt's home on Malcolm Road when they got into an argument. The argument turned deadly when Chase beat Pratt across the head and in his chest with a bat. Pratt was taken to the hospital where he died. An autopsy confirmed that Pratt died from blunt force trauma to the head and torso. After Chase accepted the summary of the evidence, Brathwaite convicted and sentenced him. The plea deal recommended a sentence of 10 years, which was reduced to 7 years and 6 months after accounting for remand time. There's another plea deal in here. This one, robber takes plea deal. Artesia Davis again writing about this. A robber who held up a man after he made a withdrawal at a Bank of the Bahamas ATM avoided a trial yesterday after taking a plea deal. Frank Dorset pleaded guilty to the November 6th, 2023 armed robbery of Alexander Henfield in New Providence just at around 8 p.m. on the day in question. Right, November 6th, 2023. Henfield was robbed of $300 by a gunman after he withdrew the money from the ATM at the JFK branch.
Wow.
Yeah. So according to the prosecutor, Kashina Thompson. The robbery was caught on surveillance footage, and Dorset was wearing the same clothing as the gunman when police arrested him hours later.
Smart.
If that's not enough,
Right.
Dorset's ankle bracelet put him on the
Now
scene.
you have to be a special type of person to be being monitored and commit a crime.
It was a cry for help. Clearly, he wanted to be back home. Obviously.
No.
Dorset accepted the facts of the case and was sentenced to 3 years and 10 months after receiving credit for the 2 years and 2 months on remand. Upon his release, Dorset will be placed on probation for 1 year. A breach of probation would result in 2 years in prison. Okay, so 2 plea deals here. One, the fatal beating.
And one the robbery.
And
Well, at least I didn't waste the
won the
court
robbery.
time.
And I think that's what the
Yeah.
AG said at the opening of the legal year. This is it cuts down on
Yeah.
the trials and bringing
Right.
up these
Yeah.
all this stuff. But I see a text already. Somebody not happy with the robbery plea deal. Let me read that message to you. This person says here, it is beyond alarming to me to hear that the criminal who was on bail and wearing the ankle monitoring device and caught on camera and found in the same clothing as seen on camera got a plea deal. I'd really like to hear the rationale behind this one. Minister of National Security, make it make sense. We don't want the Director of Public Prosecutions there, but they don't want to take up the court's time, right? And having to have the victim come back and relive this and have
Right.
the bank people come and talk about this, and there's a lot of time that's
And I
wasted.
guess it's a sure conviction.
Yeah.
I mean, a sure versus,
Right, if you go to the jury, who
Right.
God knows what foolishness
what they can come up with.
right?
Right.
But
And you just need one.
Some of these
jury
lawyers
to-
could say, he has an identical twin, but the twin
right,
is dead,
Right.
and
or
now
the ankle monitor wasn't functioning properly.
all manner
you
of
know.
things.
Yeah. So.
right,
Yeah.
So no, you don't want to go through all that.
Yeah.
But let's hear from you. The phone lines are all lit up. Caller, good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning, Dwight, and good morning, the Quest.
Good
Happy
morning.
Chili Tuesday.
Same to you.
Dwight, I would like for you to ask Dr. Darrell to come on and explain this bill that he presented in Parliament. I forget the name of the bill. But the objective, I understand, was supposed to be to allow them to take individuals' vagrants. You remember when they passed it, the Deputy Prime Minister said, we can get all them vagrants off the street who are harassing tourists and whatnot. Everybody's being on the dance. Do you know any? And you see, we pass these bills and whatever just for passing's sake, right? I think under the tenets of that bill, individuals who don't seem to have the mental capacity to make certain decisions for themselves, somebody will be able to sign and allow them to be committed to an institution.
No, under that bill, it's much more complicated. And I don't think that would have applied to this situation. It would have been very difficult, apparently, since he seemed to be, according to his relative, in full command of his senses.
What was the bill supposed to do?
It is supposed to address these things. We went through it on the show. It is very convoluted. It's very, very. It requires so many different things, and so many different things have to line up.
So Dwight,
as you noticed, there isn't anything different on the streets, right? Have you noticed?
So why are we passing convoluted bills?
I can't answer that.
The what it is, gang law. Has anybody ever been brought before the courts under that law? Because
But
it's
I mean,
so convoluted.
We have to look like we're doing something.
What?
You see, we just they just go and pass these bills and pass these laws, and there's no enforcement, man. There's no enforcement. Parliament, members of Parliament are elected to pass laws for the good governance of this country. Not just passing them, but to enforce the laws as well,
Okay. But in any event, I don't think that would have worked in this situation. This man is said to be normal, and his family...
Yeah, but,
I don't know.
Who determines what is normal? Is living on the streets normal? I mean, what is normal? What is normal? Who decides what is normal? If everybody decides what is normal to them, we will have a chaotic society.
Well, we're seeing it now. But read the bill. It'll give you a headache. But it is quite Yeah, you got to get every single star in the universe to line up in order to get somebody to get the help they
Committed,
need.
yeah.
It is really, and yeah.
And they have to
and
agree. At this
I
point,
think the
they have
person
to
has
agree. Right.
Yes.
At this point, I think they have to
And
agree.
if they are incapacitated, it's still challenging.
Yeah.
We can do another show on that, but it is not easy.
Yeah.
Not easy at all. Let's take another call. Good morning, caller. You're on the air. Are you there? Good morning. Call us back, 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259. Caller, good morning. You're live.
Yes, good morning, Mr. Strachan, and good morning to the Cressa.
Morning.
Good morning.
The Cressa, I heard that through the grapevine that you're a jolly giant. Well, I like how you kept it a secret. Everything is all good, but Mr. Strachan.
Hey.
Mr. Strachan.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'd like to humanize this story that you read. I want to talk with Dr. Dowell. I marvel, right? So I travel. Listen, my mind travel. Listen to me, man. My condolences to the vagrant ex St. Augustine's graduate, et cetera. I'm wondering if this is the guy that hanged out on the northern side of the hospital, because he might have been an ex-police officer from back in the days who might have been demented after a little marital problem. But they used to call him a number. I'm trying to find out if that's him. But I don't know if he's that age. But I'm frightened by that type of action in any which event. And so my condolences, right, to the family. But I highlighted this because I feel as if we as a society, we can spend money on all manner of things, right? Story is kind of unique in that we see his background. So then this allowed me to think that how much wasted resources is going when we can bring people back to some form of normalcy where they can participate in inclusive in society, versus just passing them every day and letting them degrade further and further. And then we're talking about the Christian society and this and that, right? So it is really hurtful to hear that, in fact, that he was killed, right? But I'll show you the madness that's going on there, why I say that, Dwight. We're not safe anymore, because I was traversing south on Camp Road yesterday, coming from Harbor Bay, and so it was just, and so there was a car in front of me on Pargate Road and Camp Road, et cetera, right? So there's a guy that obviously incapacitated. He's crossing the road going west from the gas station Shell right in the corner. So a car stopped to let him pass. So he started to go across the path of my car, and then he was heading across to another car was letting him through. Then what he did was he ran parallel southwards between the traffic. And I don't know what's going on. I blowing the horn for him to come on the road. By this time I have to figure out what he's doing. And so this is unfair. And it's all around. At the same time, an imbecile is heading north, running the red light, overtaking on the green light. So I mean, it's all manner of madness is out there. But we see where a lot of demented people are on the streets, and nothing is being done about it. It's really a threat to public safety, and because you're traversing, and these people, they're creating a nuisance. The motorists, it's no different from a pothole. A road is to travel, not to be impeded. And nothing is being done. We are a country of nothingness. From the medical, I mean, I didn't even want to get with the doctors, but the thing is, for me, I like the comment on what you said on the show earlier when you opened up. To not is a direct message to me that you don't care about me, because it's the chronological repercussions of the actions of the government. Give thanks.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Yeah. Wow. Okay, let's take another call. Then we want to get to your text messages. Got a lot of great text messages here. Well, and some not so great. But anyway, caller, good morning. You're live.
Good morning, Dwight.
Good morning.
Good morning, Ducressa.
Good morning.
Yeah, your wait can't finish yet now, because in another month or so, they could be parked right back there. Because I've been by the doctor's hospital last year sometime, run upstairs to hail one of my boys who's in the hospital. I parked way up there up on the hill, almost in the front of insurance management. Man, come back outside, car gone. I had to pay $150. The record, he said he charged $75, but he's on the light down by the end of Wolf Road. He said he got to come back, so it's another $75. I paid $150 cash on his hand. 2 weeks later, pass back. All the cars right back. Now the police was right down the street called Buckingham. Come pass back 2 weeks later, all the cars pass there now. All the cars still park around the doctor's hospital, still park Collins Army on the side. Yeah, we only enforced laws for 1 week.
What time did you do that? What time of day?
That was 12 o'clock, 12:30.
Oh, in the day.
In the day, yeah, 12:30 in the day. Visiting hours by the doctor's hospital. You know, visiting hours, like on they got the police with their towing. Him and the record driver must be working together, towing up all type of cars, making money. 2 weeks after.
But you acknowledge, you know that you didn't do what was right there. Yes, right?
No, up by insurance management side, up on the hill on the side, there's legal park. You can park the legal.
Where is this?
But I mean, that's
Coming up the hill by Saginaw Avenue, man.
But isn't that for the insurance management people?
No, they're on the next side of the road. I'm talking on the
you parked on the side of the road, on the side of College.
On the side of the road, one time ago. And I was bucking there.
You can't park on the
But
hill.
the problem is that is once and then they go. So, but it has to be consistent in terms
they don't force it, then why the next week people are still back there.
It has to be consistent, right? It has to be consistent, right?
And then another thing, when you go to put in for the moving the bush, the road too, by the domestic airport, when you leave from roundabout, that road is terrible, man. And when it rains, a big puddle of waters be there. And things like those, so you put in for that too.
Yeah.
And then again too, Dwight, another feather and Duquesa hat. Everything Duquesa touch is turned to platinum. Excellent job on the run, walk, marathon on Saturday. You did an excellent job again. Everything you put your hand on. Man, Duquesa for Prime Minister.
Yeah,
Duquesa for Prime Minister, man.
There we go.
And Duquesa, that's the first time I ever see how you look, man. That sleep waking, man. You look like a 28-year-old grandmother for true.
Goodness, you got me turning red.
Like some sexy glasses, looking ladies like.
I can't. I think
Now, Dwight, they don't need no convention, man. They're in Freeport now, raising up a bunch of money in Freeport now, and things, and then people in Freeport ain't gonna need to put on the table. They in Freeport. They don't need no convention. Just ring the bell. That's all they do. Ring the bell. That's not an election.
Wow. Okay.
All right. You all have a nice day.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
Let me just clear up something very, very quickly. The run on Friday was a managed and organized by Four Seasons Race Management, Marcel Major, Cancer Group were the beneficiaries, and so we work with them on the water stops and the chair zones, and so
okay. All right.
Yeah. So great job, Four Seasons.
Right. As always. Yeah. All right. I think you're being facetious. I don't know what this is, but question: this is the text. Do the victims get a plea deal? Okay. Well, I mean, I think I get the point you're trying to make, but
I think they don't have to agree. Do they have to agree? No.
People find out in the paper.
Wow.
The family often finds out
on
the news.
Yeah.
Sad that in the pursuit of quickly resolving cases, families of victims are being shortchanged. Wow. This is back to the homeless man. The issue isn't normal, but it's freedom of movement, which everyone has unless he or she is a danger to themselves or others. Not relevant here, but just saying. Well, this texter says here, oh boy. Oh my goodness. Can Duquesa use your activist skill to deal with the unfair practice of men being allowed less time during paternity leave than women?
Why?
Now, seriously?
Why?
Okay. And why are they even increasing maternity leave if these women bounce back after days, not weeks? What are you talking about?
Does that person even have a mother?
I don't.
Wow.
What?
Let's
you
just
can't
move
be serious.
on. Yeah,
what's going on?
They want a reaction. We're not giving a reaction. We're just gonna move on. We're gonna move on, Dwight. We're not giving a reaction.
These are our people.
Yeah, right. Clearly in need of mental health support.
Oh my Lord! Wow! This is about bonding with the baby as well. Text her if you needed to know this, right? Man, okay. They also say though it's really sad that people have to rob for $300 and spend 3 years. Have to be robbed for $300 and get 3 years. That makes no sense. I don't understand what you're saying. Okay. Anyway, we can expect things to get worse because we have abandoned our Creator God, and now we are reaping the. Okay. Duquesa, please tell people to stop driving with bright lights on at night, the high beams, I guess, and plead to the government to put more lights on the road.
I'm going to save you now. Oh my goodness, this is such pressure. People, please lower your high beams when there's an approaching car. If you have limited visibility and you're trying to see, understood. But if a car is approaching, please dim your lights, okay? Those are probably the people that don't have a license, that didn't go to driving school, that didn't take the test to pass. These are all things that are taught when you are becoming a driver. So let's just take it further and ask illegal drivers to stay off the road.
Good luck with that one. Okay, so there's another case that we talked about this when this happened, but this is pretty interesting stuff. So this was in the Tribune on Monday, and this happened on Friday. So you remember this? School principal Simone Butler Cornish wept tears of relief after the man who brutally attacked her with an iron bar in her classroom, you remember that story? Was sentenced to 30 months in prison on Friday. Cornish only escaped further injury after running outside, collapsing, and pretending to be dead.
Oh, wow.
After the vicious and unprovoked assault by Kenneth Farrington at McLean's Town School in East End, Grand Bahama last June. After the sentence was delivered, surrounded by colleagues from the Bahamas Educators Managerial Association who filled the courtroom in support, Cornish broke down in tears. She expressed relief that the matter had finally come to an end at the short sentence, though, but still said to forgive her assailant. She said, quote, "I forgive him, but I am relieved it was not in vain, and he will not be able to hurt anyone else." Well,
for a short period of time.
Months, yeah. I think, given the circumstances and the nature of the crime, you would feel that more time would have been necessary. But the judgment has already been given, and I'm just grateful that this chapter has ended, and I can try to pick up the pieces knowing that this person is unable to harm anyone else. So she said the attack is an indication of the growing lack of respect for educators nationwide, and also
mental health issues,
the growing mental health problems
absolutely.
in the country.
Yeah.
Now, this is the part that really, and I'd never heard this before, and this is very disturbing. This was the second time that Farrington was jailed for a similar offense.
No. Okay.
Having been convicted of assault in 2022 when he served 18 months in prison.
Well, Dwight, like you said, it must be one go back, right? But no, the deeper issue is like what sort of rehabilitation happens when you get sent to prison for these sentences? Are they given therapy? I mean, McLean is her name?
No, that's the
was
way
it was her name?
Butler Cornish.
Butler Cornish definitely will need mental health support. She needs counseling for quite some time to get over all of the challenges that impacts her. She thinks about this situation regardless of the fact that she is forgiven. They're still lingering. And he needs deep rehabilitation.
You need to hear the rest of this story.
Man, hold on.
So Farrington was arrested and charged with causing grievous harm to Ms. Cornish, who was struck in the head while in a classroom.
And in the head.
She was retrieving a student's report card for Farrington when he attacked her.
Is he a parent?
No. During the continuation of the trial, Farrington was expected to present his defense by taking the stand. However, when asked by Magistrate Charlton Smith if he wished to say anything to the victim, Farrington, because this part here, he said no when asked if he wanted to say anything in his defense. Instead, remember when I said that he had been jailed before? And he's on trial now? Instead, he said no and turned to his fiancée.
Oh, my.
Seated in the court and told her he loved her. You all people really, boy, I tell you.
Wow.
Fiancé.
Wow. Mind-blowing.
When pressed twice more, he apologized and asked for forgiveness. He said, this is a quote, "Yes, I'm sorry. I don't know what got into me. I don't know if it'll ever be all right. I don't know if you will forgive me."
Wow.
The prosecution presented 5 witnesses, including the virtual complainant, a school custodian, 2 police officers, and a medical doctor, according to the evidence presented in court. On Friday, June 20th, 2025, Cornish was inside her classroom at McLean's Town when Farrington entered and requested a student's report card. When she turned her back to retrieve the card, she felt pain and realized that she'd been struck. She noticed blood and ran from the classroom seeking help. Cornish testified that after running outside, she collapsed and pretended to be dead so Farrington would stop his attack. After he left the scene, she ran from the school to seek help. A Miss Lang, the school custodian, testified that she was at home on her front porch when she observed Cornish running from the school, shouting for assistance. Some police constable, Sergeant Saunders and Constable Roll also provided evidence. Farrington admitted to the offense and assisted police in the recovery of the metal pipe that was used in the attack. A doctor gave evidence about the injuries to Ms. Cornish. So the magistrate noted that Farrington had the opportunity to cross-examine the witnesses, but their evidence was not disputed. He also pointed out that during Farrington's police record of interview, no explanation was given for the attack. This was not no report got. He wasn't upset with. You remember the initial rumors that he was upset with the grades? Nothing like that at all.
So you just go into school and ask for a report card?
And Magistrate Smith said that after the prosecution closed its case, Farrington declined to prevent a defense. Magistrate Smith said, quote, having considered the evidence, I'm satisfied the prosecution has proven its case. Before imposing sentence, Smith said he considered Farrington's antecedents, noting his 2022 conviction for assault as an aggravating factor, saying, quote, having been convicted within less than 5 years, actually 3 years, of a similar assault on another person, I find it necessary to convict you on the evidence, and I sentence you to 30 months at the Bahamas Department of Corrections. Is that the most he could have gotten?
Right, that's what I want to know.
The book thrown at him, but
that's not even 3 years.
Maybe he should have been sentenced to Sandlands. I'm not too sure.
Yeah.
And the fiance too. The magistrate also recommended that Farrington receive counseling while incarcerated. Farrington turned and kissed his fiance before being led out of court by police. So president of the Bahamas Educators Managerial Union, Stephen McPhee, said the outcome was difficult to accept given the seriousness of the attack and Farrington's prior conviction. He said the union's focus is now on ensuring that Cornish receives continued psychological and mental health support, including counseling and any necessary financial assistance. There's a whole lot more on that in there. But my goodness.
Wow.
This is a lot of pressure that unnecessary stress that people are under, doing their job.
That's crazy.
Foolishness is happening all around them. Crazy. And again, we have to wonder about types of sentences.
What would get in a person's head to say, let me go into school and ask for a report card and then attack the person who's trying to get the report card?
You don't want to know.
No, but because I have this logical mind, it is like everything is not just lining up. Like, who stood me? I know, but I mean, like, who does that?
Done it before. This is not normal. He's not well. But again, he's engaged to be married.
And he's only going to be in prison for 30 months. What happens after that?
We can take a call. No, we're running out of time. We'll pick this up on the other side. We've got a whole lot of messages. We'll get to those as well. And then again, the permanent, probably physical and mental scars on this principle. This is really, really unfair. Really, really unfair stuff. My God.
It's crazy.
Wow.
It's crazy.
Fiance, though.
Right, that part too. Wow. And he didn't even contest it. He didn't even... So there's an admission, basically, of guilt, and you sitting up in court with this dude? No, seriously. Wow. That's a lot.
It's normal. Apparently, it's all normal. Got to go to a break. We've got to go to the news. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Stay with us.
It's the start of the end of the old way. Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app. Nassau.
It is time for another check of your weather for today, brought to you by Sherwin-Williams. We've got a gale warning in effect for the northern and northwest Bahamas until noon today, and that will continue for the central Bahamas through noon on Wednesday. Occasional gusts to gale force are possible across these areas. Boaters, especially small craft, are urged to remain in port until further notice. So here's what's going on. We've got a strong cold front across the northwest Bahamas that's going to quickly push southeastwards into the central Bahamas and the southeast Bahamas by tonight. Winds behind the front, fresh to strong with gusts to gale force across the northern half of the country before diminishing to fresh to moderate breezes. Winds across the central Bahamas will remain strong through Wednesday. High pressure will build across the islands behind the front, producing cooler temperatures. So this cold front is going to stall just north of the southeast Bahamas by late Wednesday, and then a reinforcing front will quickly follow by early Thursday morning, eventually merging with that previous front, and it's going to move out of the country by that evening. So all of this is going to allow temperatures to dip towards more comfortable levels across all areas by the end of the work week. For now, though, we're dealing with rip currents. There's a moderate to high risk of life-threatening rip currents on open and Atlantic waters. Beachgoers are advised to reflect. We've got coastal hazards. Motorists and pedestrians are advised to exercise extreme caution while along coastal roads, along seawalls, and the Glass Window Bridge in Eleuthera. So for today, your forecast for the northern and northwest Bahamas. Partly cloudy with only about a 20% chance of isolated showers. Winds gusting to gale force, but falling to 15 to 20 knots from the north to northeast by this afternoon. For the central Bahamas, partly sunny at first, becoming partly cloudy by this afternoon as that front moves through. A 20% chance of isolated showers. Winds picking up as the front moves through, gusting by late afternoon. And for the southeast Bahamas today, partly sunny, becoming partly cloudy tonight with a 10% chance of stray showers. We're looking at high temperatures for the northern half of the country in the mid to upper 70s, around 77 Fahrenheit, 25 Celsius. Overnight lows tonight getting down to the upper 60s for the extreme northern islands, about 68 Fahrenheit, 20 Celsius. And the low 70s for the rest of the northwest Bahamas, including New Providence, around 71, 72 Fahrenheit, 22 Celsius, maybe a little bit lower in some spots. For the central Bahamas and the southeast Bahamas, highs around 82, 83 Fahrenheit, 28 Celsius. Overnight lows tonight in the low to mid 70s, around 75 Fahrenheit, 24 Celsius. In your extended outlook for tomorrow, Wednesday, for most areas, partly cloudy to cloudy. An elevated chance for rain in the southeast Bahamas, about 20 to 30% chance of showers. And by Thursday, partly cloudy for the northern and northwest Bahamas. Partly cloudy to occasionally overcast for the central and southeastern islands. And Friday, partly cloudy with the Thursday of the southeastern islands. Highs in the mid to upper 70s only. And lows in the upper 50s to low 60s from Friday into Saturday night as well. So keep that in mind for the next few days. That's your morning blend weather, brought to you by Sherwin-Williams. If you're ready to refresh your space, head to Sherwin-Williams for premium paint, pro tips, and everyday deals that make it easy to get started. Time for a check of traffic, brought to you by RBC. With RBC, your ideas happen here. In your traffic alert, remember the work that's going on East Street. That is going to be mainly nightly, expected to continue for the remainder of the week. And you'll want to avoid that area if you can. That's between Soldier Road and All Saints Way. Most of that work between 8 p.m. and 1 a.m. And a traffic alert on the streets. An accident overnight knocking down the traffic signal at Soldier and Prince Charles Drive, and that is causing some major issues there. That signal not functioning at the moment, and that you can see it. Major delays, especially for westbound, but you're also seeing that on the southbound and northbound side. And traffic is backed up quite a bit, well east of Beatrice Avenue, if you're on Prince Charles Drive, all the way up to through Robinson up to Old Trail, and all the way to Marathon Road. Keep that in mind. You might want to avoid that area if you can. We'll see if that light is still not functioning, but definitely traffic issues there. Eastern Road also busy for you westbound, especially once you get west of Fox Hill Road up to Johnson Road. You're going to see that. And Bernard Road also busy near the schools in the area, especially westbound. Soldier Road not looking pretty for you in a number of spots. Windsor Place, east and west of Windsor Place, and east and west bound, you'll see that slow-moving traffic. And once you get closer to East Street, also heavy traffic on the East Street side, north and south of that intersection. It's going to pick up for you on Soldier Road once you get closer to Blue Hill Road. Blue Hill Road really seeing heavy traffic this morning from St. Vincent straight up to Independence Drive, especially near Carmichael. Carmichael backed up. Traffic both directions on Blue Hill. Heavy near Soldier Road. Independence Drive, both directions you're going to be seeing that heavy traffic, especially eastbound, east to East Street, and the East Street is going to be busy for you straight through to Robinson. Blue Hill seeing slow-moving traffic all the way up to Cordo Avenue. Farther west, we've got Milo Butler Highway, as always, heavy traffic from Fire Trail straight up to Tonic Williams Darling Highway. And you'll be seeing some slow-moving traffic on the Providence Highway side northbound to the Six-Egget Roundabout, but especially on the JFK Drive side eastbound. And Saunders Beach, some slow-moving traffic on West Bay Street as you approach the Providence Highway and that roundabout. And east of Arawak Key, you'll see that as usual. The heavy traffic near Nassau Street, not pretty, both directions for you. A lot you're dealing with this morning. That's your real-time traffic and your morning blend traffic alert. Also brought to you by NUA Insurance Agents and Brokers, your partner for smart motor insurance and advice that puts you first, whether you're at home or on the go. Getting an instant motor quote is easy. Give them a call or visit your nearest branch or log in anytime at nuainsurance.com.
No one likes a fender bender.
Oh, man.
From a little scratch to a full mashup, NUA Insurance has got you covered with auto insurance tailored to fit your needs and budget. For affordable rates with free on-site accident assistance, visit us online or in branch and just ask us. NUA Insurance. Ask us because we've got you covered.
Here's the Sure-winning art store moment from Shelley and Dee Dee.
We're the only full art store in the Bahamas. If we don't have it, we make a list, and trust me, our boss can get that. If you need that, he can get that. You can find sketchbooks, acrylics, the canvases in all sizes, stencils. We have the Angelus that they use on shoes and letters. We're the only persons in Nassau that carries the Montana spray. We have the Krylon sprays, watercolor and paints, the oil, chalk paints, the alcohol paint, metallic paints, the little Floetrol, and we have cleaning products for the artists, thinning products for the artists, and Crayola colors, and glitters, pencils, the Posca markers, and pastels, oil, and the acrylic pastels, dyes. Oh yeah, we also have airbrush paint. I didn't forget that part of the movie. Gift sets, hobby craft,
Oil shrimp,
clays.
stew shrimp, shrimp gumbo. But art supplies. We have a lot of them. Sherwin-Williams Art Store. Find colour in every day.
Wake up, it's a new day.
Screws and Fasteners World, Balfour Avenue and Palm Beach Street, has those hard-to-find fasteners for you right now. You can find stainless steel regular hex, carriage bolts, galvanized bolts, threaded rods, nails, self-tap screws, sex bolts, anchor bolts, turnbuckles, masonry tools, hand tools, and weed whacker strings. Check out two. Special orders are welcome. It's your #1 fastener store. Screws and Fasteners World, Balfour Avenue and Palm Beach Streets. Call 326-1976. This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app. Nassau, Bahamas.
Sean got the whole landscape crazy.
Streets keep
keep up about 1,000 inside a bra. She want a young man come and rev that engine like car. I think she graduate with my mom, but when she call, slapping up, I tell her.
We are back with Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strong along with Duquesa Dean. Coming up in a few minutes, we're going to be talking with the National Dance Company of the Bahamas, talking about the Bahamas auditions for the Dance Theater of Harlem. We're going to get details about that in just a bit. And then later, we are kicking off our spotlight on the Orange Economy series. Once a month, we'll be talking with the Orange Economy Unit with the Ministry of Economic Affairs about the orange economy and all of the potential that is there. So a lot to get to on this Tuesday morning, but we continue to talk about what's in the news. We're getting a reaction to some of the stories we read earlier in the show, some of these court cases that are just mind-boggling and mind-blowing. All right, so you can continue to call in 323-6232, 325-4316. 325-4259. Call us toll free, 242-300-5720. Tweet us, Facebook us, text us, 422-4796. All right, so with the story with the principal who was attacked, and again, her attacker sentenced to 30 months in prison. Oh boy, this person says psychiatric evaluation of the person who attacked the school official. I'm not sure, but I would hope so. You heard the judge saying that he's hoping that he will get the help he needs at the Department of Correctional Services. But he was just there a few years back, and it appears that he didn't get it.
Not enough. If he got any, it obviously wasn't enough.
I can't imagine he got any. But he is engaged to be married. Okay. This person, I can't read that. More of what they need your help with, Duquesa. This is going to be a thing for you. Saying, preface everything with for the love of God.
Thank you.
Wow. There's a little bit more in this story that I do want to get to. So Stephen McPhee, again, the Educators Managerial Union president, again, they're concerned. Their principals, did you know that's a dangerous job? It's a dangerous job. So he said, as you can imagine, she would be traumatized going back to her school at this point. I don't even think in the near future it's going to be an option. Adding that the union would work to ensure that she can continue her livelihood in a safe environment.
Right.
I didn't think about that. McPhee noted that the union has been working closely with the Ministry of Education and other stakeholders to improve school safety protocols, saying, quote, we have actually drafted some protocols for school safety for persons coming on the premises and leaving premises, noting that the proposals were submitted to the minister, director, and permanent secretary, and all were well received. McPhee also expressed concern, noting that meetings have been held with school police officers and that the government is seeking to employ more school resource and security officers to help prevent similar incidents. District Superintendent for Grand Bahama, Bimini, and the Keys, Manika, I hope that's how you pronounce it, Pratt, was relieved by the conviction, saying, quote, I'm relieved that it is over. I'm relieved because it has been very mentally draining. That while she felt the sentence was a bit lenient, she recognized that Farrington needs help. Wow.
Yeah, he does. He does.
30 months.
Yeah. Right. 30 months. Less than 3 years.
This wasn't his child's report card. Not that that would have justified it. This was just relatively random.
It's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Wow. This is where we are. We're going to leave that there. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to lighten things up. We're going to talk about the National Dance Company of the Bahamas and this great opportunity. Hey, and that's going to fit right in with our Orange Economy Spotlight series, which kicks off today as well. So this is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Stay with us.
She's a tick like sexy little something. Her left hand ain't had on no ring. Not gonna lie, this woman was forward. She had me feeling kind of weird. Tell the bartender call me over and tell me I ain't gotta be scared. That's a old hair. She's keep up about 1,000 inside her bra. She want a young man come and rev that engine like car. I think she graduate with my mom, but when she calling, no slapping up, I tell her I coming now. She's keep up for 1,000 inside her bra.
Put more money back in your pocket with the Fidelity Debt Consolidation Loan. Why pay more when you can pay less? Reduce your monthly debt payments down to one low, easy payment. Apply for a Fidelity Debt Consolidation Loan today. Call 35.
Fidelity, we're good for you.
In the world of business, technology is not a choice, it's a necessity. And for businesses that demand excellence, there's only one choice for unparalleled support and cutting-edge technology. Custom Computers. You have challenges and we have solutions. Computing, networking, storage, and printing for enterprises large and small, aligned with premium brands like HP, Microsoft, Konica Minolta, and more. Get tech done the right way with Custom Computers. Call the Know-How team at 396-1101.
Looking for a future that's hands-on and in demand? Discover the True Blue and You Open House at the Bahamas Technical and Vocational Institute. Friday, February the 6th, 2026, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at BTVI's New Providence main campus, Old Trail Road. There's free admission, live entertainment, exciting giveaways, trade department coupons, and more. That's BTVI's Open House, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. See you there.
Public transportation drivers, start your day the smart way. Roka's gas station. Get a whopping 12 cents per gallon off diesel. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's unheard of, but it's true. Roka's loyalty card saves you money, and it's free. Get yours now on the spot. Wide entrance, multiple pumps, no congestion. In and out fast. Some Malawala Highway and Faith Avenue.
Step inside the John Baptiste Jazz Club at Bahamar, where the rhythm of the islands of the Bahamas meets the soul of New Orleans. Every night, the lights dim, the music swells, and the air fills with that unmistakable energy, the kind that makes you close your eyes and just feel. Savor signature cocktails, curated small plates, and live performances from world-class musicians, all in an intimate, artfully designed space where every seat has a story. Night out or a spontaneous evening with friends. This is where you want to be. The John Baptiste Jazz Club, only at Bahamar. Reserve your table now at bahamar.com/jazz club or through the Bahamar app, because every evening plays its own tune.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app. Nassau, Bahamas.
We get it almost every night, and when that moon gets big and bright, it's a supernatural delight. Everybody was dancing in the moonlight. Whoa. Everybody here is out of sight. They don't bark and they don't bite. They keep things loose, they keep things light.
We are back with Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strachan along with DeQuesta Dean. And an interesting week for the National Dance Company of the Bahamas. The deadline for registration for the Bahamas auditions for the Dance Theater of Harlem this week.
No,
Yeah.
well, it's February.
That's when that's going to be.
Right,
yes.
February 13 and 14.
Yeah. All right. So here to tell us about it, you heard his voice, our artistic director Robert Bain and dancer Jonathan Sturp with us. Good morning. Great to have you with us.
Good morning. Nice being here, man.
All right. So we'll talk about the Dance Theater of Harlem in a bit, but remind folks about the National Dance Company of the Bahamas. How long has it been around? Tell us all about it.
Well, we're going on 34.
Okay.
It was established in 1992. It was an initiative of the Bahamas government during the quincentennial, actually. And so that was the time they actually put a lot of focus on all the national entities, the company, the choir, the children's choir, the National Orchestra. Those things were put into place. 34 years later, we're still here. We're struggling. We're holding, what do you say, wing and a prayer, something
Oh,
like that.
wow. Wing and a prayer.
Yeah, so
you've been around from the beginning.
From day. Well, it started with all of the teachers here in the Bahamas back then. They thought it was a very exciting idea. There was a lot of things that were promised that never happened, and I got stuck with it.
Wow.
So I couldn't let it just go like that. So
Where is it now?
well, we are located right down the road, actually, in the Base Road Plaza.
Okay.
We used to be at the National Dance School at one point,
Okay.
but we are right here down on Base Road. We've been here for 25 years. But it was established to I guess. Well, we wanted one of the things that Clement Bethel, actually, the late Clement Bethel. He had this wonderful dream of having this wonderful dance school, which was the National Dance School, and coming out of the National Dance School would be the National Dance Company, and students from the dance school would feed into the company, that sort of thing. And
Explain that to us. The difference between a
Right.
dance school and a dance company.
yeah, we always there's a difference. The difference is the National Dance School, which no longer exists actually, was supposed to feed students into the National Dance Company. Now, the National Dance School was operated directly with by the Bahamas government under the Ministry of Youth, Sports, and Culture. Right, the National Dance Company was supposed to be a part of that process, but we also was supposed to be quasi, allowing us to go there and get funds and grants and et cetera, but we were supposed to be one.
So, I mean, what's the difference between who could attend school versus
Is basically you had to audition. You had to be.
Okay.
Let me tell you how this thing works, right? And most countries around the world, they have schools and they have dance companies.
Okay.
The director of the school, of the company, normally goes into the school and selects students
Recruits talent.
recruit talent,
Okay.
right? And those talents are freely sent to the company.
Okay.
Right?
So the company would have more adults, or not necessarily.
Well, talent, basically.
Talent,
Right.
okay.
That's the way it's supposed to be.
Right.
All right. It was never that way.
Okay.
So it was always kids were never encouraged to really come to the National Dance Company. As a matter of fact, it's supposed to be the same for the entire Bahamas. Actually, everybody should be vying to go to the National Dance Company, but it has been everything has been made difficult to do that.
Yeah.
And it all stems from trust and a bunch of other things and who knows who and all that sort of thing. I'm too old.
Only dance company?
We are the official national company, just like the youth choir is the choir. Excuse me. But we are mandated to do a lot of things. And one of the things that we do, we're supposed to take responsibility for the temperature of dance in the country. We're supposed to help to upgrade it and keep it at a certain level, and the training of the dancers, and making things happen.
Okay.
And that's why this audition, like last year, we did what we call the People's Performance. I figured since when we travel, I tell the dancers we're traveling. Now just remember, we are representing 400 plus people. That's who you're representing, and so we have to be that great. Okay, and so we have to. In doing what I said, we needed to have an opportunity where Bahamians can actually come and see the persons that we travel.
Right.
So last year we brought in Cleopatra Robertson, who is the director, who just opened this fabulous building that takes up a whole block in Denver. She was here. She came. Because the government brought her in to help us to organize the company.
Okay.
But she came back last year. And so we did this free concert at the Dundas. It was crowded, Jonathan?
Yes, sir.
And free concert. We had a reception, the whole thing, whole 9 yards. The Prime Minister's wife was there. She came down, and we had the schools. A lot of the schools attended. So what we did was we sent invitation to all the schools. The persons were quite surprised that those schools showed up. But I said, something, those schools are going to show up because, first of all, people people are people, and one of the things that you need to do, and what people want to feel, they want to feel appreciated, and you have to respect them. You know, and sometimes persons may not be as experienced or as well trained as you are, but what you do is that you respect them and you bring them to where you are. You meet them, all right. And so for that reason, where the audition that's happening in February is one of the initiatives of the National Dance Company. And I am from the Dance Theater of Harlem. That's where I came from. And in 1975, I had the opportunity to go and audition for Mr. Mitchell, Arthur Mitchell. And so I figured it's time to give these kids an opportunity to do the same. And so with my small reputation at Dance Theater of Harlem, they agreed to come because I asked them. And the thing about it is they took out of this, what they do at this time of year is they go around the United States and they recruit kids for the school during the summer.
Okay.
So every child's looking forward to it. During the summer in New York City, anybody that knows, everybody wants to go to New York City. They either at Ailey, they're at American Ballet Theater, wherever the schools are, dance theater, they go to these schools because they come from everywhere, Australia, England, wherever. They all want to be there. So you're going to be in a situation in New York. You're going to be in an environment where you meet people from every country.
Amazing.
And so I convinced them to come here and to be part of that tour that they're doing, and they agreed. And so the school is coming. The director of the school, and also a lady, Miss Gwendolyn, I can't remember her last name. She is responsible for their outreach program because Dance Theater of Harlem have a program called Dancing Beyond Barriers, and we want to find a way that we can get ourselves right into in their lane, basically, so we could benefit from what they're doing. They're here. And so we're starting by, because they initially wanted to do a summer intensive here. But I said, no, let's do the audition first. Let's see how this is going to work. So we're going to do the audition, and students from that audition will have the opportunity to go to New York during the summer and study at the Dance Theater of Harlem.
How long?
It's 2 to 3 weeks.
Okay.
Right? Now, if the student get a full scholarship at dance theater, that means everything is taken care of.
Okay.
All right? The parents just need to give them money. All right? If you get a partial scholarship, then that means that your parents have to come up with some money, meaning you have to probably buy a ticket, and the school fees will be paid.
All right, so we're going to get all the details in about that, Robert Bain, but let's talk to Jonathan Stirrup, a dancer with the dance company. So, I mean, you look younger than the dance company is that right? or what? Tell us about and how you got involved in it.
So I've been dancing since about 8 years old. I met Mr. Bean when I was about 16. I've been dancing with him and training under him ever since.
Okay.
Always had a passion for dance. I always wanted to be a dancer. Mr. Bean saw some potential in me, and he gave me some really good training, and I've been able to do a lot as a dancer here in the Bahamas, which I'm very grateful for, and I really do owe it all to Mr. Bean.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Wonderful, wonderful. All right, so what is the state of dance in the Bahamas right now?
I just asked Jonathan that very question.
Yeah.
And let him answer.
Okay, Jonathan.
I think that the state of dance in the Bahamas is in a bit of a crisis.
Oh boy, crisis.
I think, because it goes into the larger conversation of culture and identity. I think we're in a bit of a compromising position right now in terms of that. I think culturally, things are kind of fading.
So was it like an identity crisis? We don't know what we want?
The knowledge and the desire to learn about who we are culturally as Bahamians is kind of fading away, and dance is very much so closely linked to that. So,
how did we get here?
Well, something from time immemorial, Bahamians are copycats. Okay, I got to be quite honest with you. In 1958, I wrote a book recently called Profiles on Bahamian Dance. You can get it at here.
Chapter 1?
Chapter 1. Dungalek Studios, a couple other places. And what it is, see, the thing about it too, when people talk about the arts in the Bahamas, they always like to say stuff like our culture, our culture. It's not our culture. It's part of our. It's one of the things that helps to build our culture. It's part of it. All right. Peas and rice is not our culture. Junkanoo is not our culture. It's part of. It's the thing that makes up our culture. Our culture is something larger and incorporates all of those things. So don't just isolate one thing and say that.
Yes.
All right. What is happening to us is we, for example, I was telling Jonathan just downstairs, I said, you watch Junkanoo, and Junkanoo basically is cut and paste from Jamaican dance hall and all those other things. It's what we see on TV, on American TV. It's what we see in Junkanoo, and it's all there. Now, what we could do is that we could decide to accept the fact that we're going to take somebody else's culture and make it our own. They refer to that as acculturation, where we just accept that and we make it our own. It goes way back, even from limbo. Limbo is not Bahamian, all right? But we made it a part of us. Steel pan is not Bahamian, but every time somebody want to represent us, you hear the steel. That's not us.
All over downtown.
Right, that's Trinidad, that right? But we've accepted it, and we've been copying for a very long time. What is not happening in the country in terms of dance is that we're not developing ourselves. Bahamians, us as Bahamian, and I have to really check myself with that too, we have a tendency of looking outwards instead of inwards. And that is the problem. We are lacking, right? There are things that we have to do. When we started school for a reason. We started so we can be educated, so that we could exist in a certain way. And we have to do the same thing with the arts. And we have to learn it properly. We can develop our own things. We could develop our own dance styles. There's so much there. If you look at Junkanoo, man, I wrote a portion of my book, and I talk about the things that I see in Junkanoo, man. It's amazing. You could create anything. I call it the Kong salad theory. You take the Kong salad, and there's all these ingredients in the sweet pepper, and there's all this kind of things. But each one of those vegetables have its own characteristics. And so we could be creating for the rest of our lives, but we are afraid to do it because we think we should be popular. So it should always be a part of what's happening right now. But we should, like Junkanoo. The music of Junkanoo changed. It's awesome. But they did this Kunka Lunka thing or whatever. But ask a Bahamian, what is the original Junkanoo music? We don't know what it is.
Wow. So right now, how many students do you have, or members, dancers, and how many people are involved in the?
There's 9 of you, eh? Nine, yeah.
Yes.
9 members. We actually equipped for 12. We have 9, and it's very difficult to keep a company, man. It's very difficult, and it takes us a while. It's every 5. Can you imagine from 1992 to now having to go through must be but 12, 13 company?
Yeah,
13.
So let me ask you. I mean, this is we want to promote this. What's happening with the Dance Theater of Harlem? But are people coming back? If we have people come and they get accepted, are they likely to come back? Is this going to help the dance company at all?
Yeah, it's going to, no, this is, the thing is, the thing is to establish a pathway. They've understood, I've spoken to them, we've talked about it, and this is nothing that is just going to happen today. See, what happens, let me give you an example of my case. I went to dance theater in 1975. I took the class, I did what they asked me to do. Then I was tagged. They tag you. So which means that they want you are a possibility. All right, so they get your blood type. All right, so I mean, and so and then they have you, and so you go, you take your classes, and summer come again, and you go. Then eventually you're there, and you get to a point where it's pleasing to them. You could end up in the company itself.
Right. Yes.
All right, but right now you're just part of the school. You're training, and so our kids now getting the opportunity to get this world-class training.
Okay. All right. So that people know what they need to do if they want to. There's a deadline coming up, right?
Yeah, the 30th, which is just around the corner.
Days, yeah.
Friday, right? You can register online. We have a website. It's www.ndcbahamas.com. and you can go there and register. You can call 812-4007. You can get information, but online. And there's also a registration fee, which is posted on our website as well. It's open for students 12 to 24 years old. If a student that's younger and they're excellent, and you wish to call me, and I will, because they take kids younger as well during the summer. But here, my thing was that I was concerned about parents wanting to let their little ones go to New York during the summer for.
Because the parents can't go.
Well, you got to leave the kids with somebody, or the parents have to be there, something like that. But most cases, when kids who are there, and because they live at the university, New York City College, the dorms there, and they are monitored 24/7. Kids are monitored. They're taken to the school. They're basically taken care of while they're there.
So somebody's messaging about their 10-year-old daughter. That could potentially work.
Well, if she is training. If she's training, she needs call me and we can make that arrangement.
And what can people expect at the auditions on the 13th and 14th?
Well, the auditions, they would take the students through their paces. One of the things that they want to check is to make sure that the student has knowledge. All right, they got to have technical knowledge. And some of the kids, the older ones, they will be required to bring along their point shoes as well. And point shoes are a thing that they stand up on their toes, right? Because they want to also see that as well. Because at dance theater or any school in America during the summer, kids, they are on that shoes all day.
Wow.
So they complain here, but that's a different story. As a matter of fact, we had a student there last April. Tamia, one of the dancers that was accepted, they loved her to death. And she's been with me since she was 3 years old. I wanted her to come here this morning, but she
couldn't.
ain't getting
How
up.
many will they select?
That's a good question. I'm speaking to them today because that question is always being asked of me. But they are going to select a good number of them, and I think they will accept more for the partial scholarship than the full scholarship. The full scholarship, you got to be
top notch,
really good,
on point.
Okay.
And what time on the 13th and 14th?
Oh, yes, the 13th, and we are at the University of the Bahamas Performing Arts Center. It's 4:00 on Friday and 10 a.m. on Saturday morning, which is the 14th. All right. And we're also doing a teacher's workshop, a master class, and that starts at 2:00. And she's going to cover a lot of areas. And I think it gives the Bahamian dance teachers an opportunity to check themselves and, to deal with persons who do this every day, regularly, and at that level. And so they break it down. No, we have to pay as well.
Registration.
Yeah.
For the class.
Yeah, that information is also on our website.
Oh, for the class.
For the class.
Yes.
You pay for that as well. Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
And how long on the 13th will we be there? From 4 p.m. until?
It depends on the number of students, but we have allotted from 4 on Friday from 4 to 9, and then on Saturday from 10 until about I think 1:30 or so. Because we don't know what they want to see, and what is interesting too is that we're going to be acknowledging international standards in terms of having also a pianist company. The
Dancers,
dance,
So is it individual? Sorry, Douglas. Individual performances,
No.
or are you going to be
Well,
in the
on
group
that day,
doing the audition?
On that day, when they come into the audition, each student is giving a number. They're given a number, so they can put multiple people on stage. They can put everybody on stage at one time, but they basically they look at the numbers, and each student have a number. It's basically yes.
Yeah. So don't show up on the 13th and 14th without registering by the 30th.
Yeah, you
right?
have to. That.
Register and then,
this week.
Yes, register.
Yeah. So
Okay, give that number again for folks.
It's 812-4007, 812-4007, or our website is www.ndcbahamas.com. All right, and you can register there. Click on the link. You click on any part of that. And while we're here, I'd like to thank the persons that actually, like the University of the Bahamas, paying a very important part of this, doing their thing, helping out. And then there's J.S. Johnson, that's really helping us out a lot there. And then there's Desana Water, man. They're on board with us as well.
And again,
so we're waiting for some others.
And again, ages 12 to 24.
To 24.
If you're 26.
Well, 26 come in.
Yeah,
Who knows?
okay.
Because you might be at a level that she could say you need to be in the company.
Yeah.
So, so that opportunity come in.
Okay. Good stuff.
Absolutely.
Good luck.
I appreciate this.
Keep us posted, please.
Definitely
Robert
will.
Bain,
Yeah.
Jonathan Sturp, thank you very much again. It's
Yeah.
the National Dance Company of the Bahamas and the Dance Theater of Harlem Bahamas auditions February 13th and 14th, but you got to register by the 30th, which is just a few days from now.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And this is for everybody, Grand Bahama, Freeport, Abaco, all the islands. This is everybody.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. Call me, please. Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you, too. Appreciate it.
We're going to break for news. We're going to be talking more about culture and our new Spotlight on the Orange Economy series kicking off in business. Stay tuned right here on Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9.
I made you uncomfortable.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com, Nassau, Bahamas. The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of the management and staff of Guardian Radio.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Good morning and welcome to Morning Blend Business on this Tuesday, January 27th. Welcome back to our Morning Blend listeners. Once again, I'm Dwight Strachan along with Duquesa Dean, and we're excited. This has been a long time coming. I mean, what is it, multiple years? But we finally got it together. A new series here on Morning Blend Business. Once a month, we're going to be talking about the orange economy. Our series is called The Spotlight on the Orange Economy. This is a partnership with the Orange Economy Unit of the Ministry of Economic Affairs. And we've got head of the department, no stranger to Morning Blend and Guardian Radio, Angelique McKay with us. Good morning.
Good morning.
We're not talking about that junk in the group today or
We could
anything
insert
to do with
it if you want.
Eagles or Hawks today. No, right? Sorry, Hawks. But we're talking about the orange economy. Welcome. Great to have you with us. Happy New Year.
Thank you. Happy New Year to you too and all your listeners and Duquesa and Kermie. Happy New Year.
Hey. All right. So spotlight on the orange economy. You still have to occasionally give people a definition of what the orange economy is. Not everybody knows what that is, but let's define it.
Okay, economy is the creative economy. Mm-hmm. It covers everything that you would imagine creatives do. It covers dance, literary
talked
art.
about just now,
Yes,
dance.
yes. One of the best in the country.
Robert Bates.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh my goodness. Visual arts. Graphic designers, film producers, playwrights. Junkanoo artists,
Talk show hosts,
jewelry
from there,
make
too?
yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes, yes. Jewelry makers, fashion designers, architects, computer programmers,
Architects.
everything that you could imagine within the creative industry falls under the orange economy.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's a big deal.
Huge.
Yeah.
It's huge.
All right. So what is the Orange Economy Unit? What is the purpose of the Orange Economy Unit? What are you all trying to do there?
Well, the mission of the Orange Economy Unit is to take the creativity and culture of the Bahamas. Our unit is designed. I'll describe it similar to what the Ministry of Tourism does for the Bahamas, in that they market the Bahamas and they take the Bahamas to the world. So this unit is intended to take the creative industry to the world. A lot of people know the Bahamas, and they know the Bahamas for sun, sand, and sea. But the creative industry in the Bahamas is huge, and the talent pool in the Bahamas is extremely deep. So one of the things that we are committed to do is to let the world see what it is that we have here in the Bahamas.
How long has the unit been around now? And again, it's under the Ministry of Economic Affairs,
Yes.
which is interesting.
It's relatively new. It's something that was gazetted. I would say it came into play the beginning part of 2024.
Right.
So it's brand new, and we're still in our building process for that particular unit. But so far from what we've been able to do, so we've been getting the information out there. We've been fostering these different partnerships internationally, so that to pave the way for our creatives to be able to enter new markets.
Yeah. So how has that been going? Any fruit from this labor?
Well, so far, I would say yes, because I now have a number of invitations on my desk asking for Bahamian creatives to come to different festivals and events, right? And to do artist in residency programs. Invitations are coming in so far. And what it is that will be the unit will assist artists if we're able to say there's this festival in Timbuktu, and they would have seen some of what our creatives have to offer. They say, oh, we like the way Duquesa dances on her toes, but we cannot afford to pay fees, accommodations, plane ticket, and everything, because we don't really know Duquesa, so we're taking a chance on Duquesa. So the unit will assist Duquesa one time only, because it's a link that the unit was able to create, not just a random, we need assistance or we need a grant.
Right.
But if it's something that has come through the
Initiated,
unit,
right.
yes,
Okay.
we are in a position to assist one time for you to get your foot through the door on an international stage or event.
So does that mean that people need to register with the unit, or how
Well,
will you know about
there is
Duquesa and her toe dancing abilities?
There's the Department of Culture, along with the UNESCO desk, there's a cultural registry that they have. So one of the things in the unit as well is being able to connect people in the creative industry to different agencies locally that they may not be aware of, or they may not be aware of what these have to offer. Yeah. One of the things that I would say, one thing that we did before, and I'm not going to call names, but a particular band approached me because they were they needed a manager. They realized we can't do it. And I was able to introduce them to two different prospects, and they made the selection of that, and now they're doing so well because they have a manager. You know, so if getting them
So
to
what? Those managers were registered, or you just happen to know them?
I happen to know people within the industry, so that makes it easier in some instances because I am deep within this industry. So
Right.
I know certain people and able to pair people with certain things to assist.
Yeah, yeah. So you mentioned like architects and stuff. I mean, some of these are not what people might think of when they
As
think of
creatives,
creatives, right?
Yes.
So do they need to start something, an association, a society,
I think
or
they have.
or
I think
well,
they
the
have,
architects
yeah,
do,
yeah.
but
How would you know
Yeah,
of them?
you might not know.
How would you know who is eligible for what?
And
Are you
can
waiting for
do
them to
certain
come
things.
to you?
Like I said, there's this registry that Department of Culture and UNESCO did. So
Okay.
that's
So you
that's
should-
So
published
they should go
right
to
now.
register.
Yes.
if you think
Okay.
you're creative, you should
Yes.
sign up on this.
And within our unit, we are launching our social media pages where we're going to be pushing information out there.
Okay.
You know, partnering with different organizations locally and internationally, which is the main thrust of what it is that we're doing.
Okay.
So we have a few things in the pipeline right now that will definitely be able to benefit persons within the creative community.
Right. So I know that shortly after the unit was established, you were approaching Guardian Radio about doing something like this. So again, it's been quite a while.
It's
since we've
been a
working this
while.
on.
There are challenges, and like you said, I think it's because a lot of people are not aware of what the orange is. So I try to say it as much as I can. And it takes the creative community as well to make people aware of what it is that they do. This also covers makeup artists. You know, we're also going to be starting a podcast so that people are able to see what it is that we produce here in the Bahamas. And we're hitting different areas within the creative industry, highlighting and spotlighting successes, challenges, so that we could assist them in getting to that next level. We cannot expect that people are going to come looking for Bahamian creatives if they don't know we exist.
So I guess you just answered the question I was going to ask you. So what is the objective of Spotlight on the Orange Economy that we're going to do here every month?
Well, we want our creative community to know that there is support out there for them and to come to us to help us get you out there. There may be a festival that we're gonna keep you.
This is fine.
Dancing Toad de Quessa.
Right.
She was like, "There's this
No talent alert.
Dancing Toad Championship in
Right.
Jabim, you know, and she wants to go there. So we may be in a position to speak with them in Jabim to see if they could open a door for you. There are literary festivals. There are culinary festivals. There are so many festivals globally, and you have persons that are looking for talent and for different stages. Like I've been doing it. I've gotten Bahamian entertainers on international stages as Angelique, the private citizen.
Right.
So with the strength of the government behind these efforts now, I think the sky's the limit for what it is that we're in a position to do now.
Now, what is the expectation in return? Like, is there, if we send Dequessa to dance in this particular thing, and she comes back, she needs to put on like a how do you toe dance school, or are there any requirements for when you've either benefited or before you benefit?
No sense. It's our main goal is to let you, Dequessa, Dancing Toad Dequessa, to get on that stage and to make such an impact on that stage that talent scout Dwight from this other festival says, I need Dequessa on my stage. You know, and it's basically going to rest on our shoulder to be able to, Dequessa, bring us footage of your performance on that so that we can highlight you and show you. And once we have this footage on our persons are able to see, oh, I can use her at this particular festival.
Will the Orange Economy Unit also help with education and enhancing your skills programs?
No,
Or-
that's
that's
not a part of what it is that we do there.
Yeah, you need to be already there.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So what else can we expect from the unit going forward?
Well, we have two initiatives that are running right now. John Canoe's going to come in this. This is the second round that we're doing a John Canoe costume buyback. So we had John Canoe artists are submitting images of their costumes to create a book for the various government ministries and agencies heads to be able to view those and either purchase or rent those costumes that would have participated parades. So Friday is the deadline for submission for those persons who want to either sell or rent their costumes. So it's envisioned that we would have John Canoe costumes displayed at various government ministries, agencies, and embassies around the world to be able to highlight and showcase the importance of John Canoe to the people of the Bahamas because, we got the UNESCO inscription in 2023 for John Canoe to be the intangible cultural heritage of the people of the Bahamas. And one of the things this administration has committed to is the empowerment of John Canoe persons and to be able to do more export on John Canoe.
So the group benefits from that purchase?
The individual artists.
The artists.
The individual
themselves.
artists. Because remember now, individual John Canoes pour hundreds and in some instances thousands of dollars into their costumes. So it's an opportunity for them to generate some revenue to get something back from
Particular initiative, since you're looking to have more of an international platform for them, is it also open to ambassadorships in resident ambassador offices, Bahamian ambassador offices, where they can also purchase and find a way that we could ship and reassemble.
Well, that is something that we definitely want to happen, and we have spoken to the various ambassadors for these costumes to be done, and it will allow for the artists to be able to get even more exposure because they would have to travel with that costume to reassemble it in that space. So it's like, we understand the importance of John Canoe to the people of the Bahamas, and to be able to highlight it is something very good. The other project that we have ongoing is for artisans to submit their products for a live digital book that we have. Again, government support in the first instance, where ministers, senators, permanent secretaries, ambassadors purchase from that book for courtesy call gifts or trinkets that you, as opposed to going to another retail store, you go directly to the artisan, and it's a live digital booklet. So it's not like there's a deadline for submission for that. If you have a new product, you can send it in to us, and it's uploaded. The graphic artist uploads it because it's a live book.
Wow. We're talking with Angelique McKay, the head of the department, the Orange Economy Unit. This is our new Spotlight on the Orange Economy series. Every fourth Tuesday, we're going to be doing this here right here on Morning Blend Business. Give us a call if you have questions. 323-6232. 325-4316, 325-4259. Call us toll free, 242-300-5720. You can tweet us, you can Facebook us, you can text us, 422-4796. All right, so I think one of the last times Michael Halkitis, your minister, was on the show, sometimes some creators are having a hard time monetizing their talent, what they do, if it's on YouTube or TikTok. It's a challenge getting that money. Let's talk about that. Will your unit be helping people with that? Is that part of your purview, or what can you do if you are a creative and your market is beyond the Bahamas, but you're having a hard time monetizing that?
I know there are workshops that we are trying to organize virtual. Because there are some creatives that I know who have been able to monetize their social media platforms. And it's not cut and dry, simple.
Right.
You have to you have to take time and invest and go through the steps in order to make it happen. So we intend to have workshops on something like that so that we can empower them to be able to do, to be able to generate revenue from that particular source. Another thing that our unit is set to do is to find international grants for the creating of Bahamian. You qualify for access to particular grants. So as a creative,
exist?
they exist. Because as a creative, I know the challenge as well. And whenever you ask a creative, the first thing that comes up is money. Money is always a challenge. And then you have people try to minimalize what it is that you do, not understanding that you did not decide, I want to be a creative. That was planted in you by the creator, you know? So it's something that you can't shake it, but you have to just keep pushing for it. And it's to help the creative community identify things that have been slightly out of their reach. To bring it into focus and to let them see others who are in the industry, who have been doing it, to know that there is hope, there is success, there is a pot of gold at the end of that rainbow for what it is that they do. It's not easy. Many professions are not easy. You know, the burden within the creative industry, because people tend to think it's a hobby.
Right. Absolutely. All right. So this person's asking, I think this, as you said it, they're used interchangeably, creative economy, orange economy. Yeah, and I was just looking, orange economy has been popularized by the IDB. It's the same, pretty much the same thing. Yeah. All right. So this person says here, I love that you are finally, I don't know, it's just a recent thing. Anyway, finally introducing the idea of monetizing jungle costumes. Please also introduce selling pieces to art collectors. It's not that new, right?
Well, there's SBDC has a website called Teensy.
Right.
And if you register with them, you can sell your items through their site. So that's another opportunity for you to be able to do something like that with those costumes.
Done it yet?
I actually have assisted the Junkanoo Commandos with exporting pieces. They've gotten commission jobs to create. Yes, the opportunities are out. Much as we love Junkanoo, the last book that we did, I was very disappointed in the number of images that were sent in.
Okay.
We say that we want to generate revenue from our costumes, and then we still don't send the images in. People can't purchase what they don't see.
Yeah.
And
well,
the
maybe
images
people need
to be clear.
To hear more about this, like commission, like how much money was exchanged here? Like what can a Junkanoo costume get on the international market?
Good much.
She's blushing.
I talk into Bahamian, so when I say good much, they know what that means. Yes.
Right.
They could get good much.
I don't have to work for the rest of the month.
They could get good much. See.
Oh, really?
My thing is I've also.
Like, where is it going? Like, who was interested? Who commissioned it?
It was someone in Georgia, and it's more than one. We got something before from someone in Houston as well. The challenge, though.
What are they doing with it? They're wearing it, or they putting it
on their wall?
Okay. Oh,
on their wall.
Someone's house.
Yes. One of the challenges has been
that's interesting
exporting these items.
Yeah.
And we're in discussions, and the minister told me I could say it as well, with the Ministry of Tourism and Aviation by way of Bahamas Air to assist creatives. Let's just say Dancing Toe, the Quessa, her costume. Somebody was like, I need this costume, right? So she has somebody that designs her costume, so she could afford to say, let me sell this one, right? So Susie May in Jabim saw that, and DeQuessa gave her a price, but to ship that costume, the price almost doubles. So what we're doing is we're going to be speaking with Bahamas Air to be able to assist our artisans with, let's just say Bahamas Air says, you can carry 50 pounds worth of artisan's item free of charge on our flight. So we carry it to Florida. We go to the post office and we ship it to where to assist us in cutting down the cost and helping that artist. Now, Dancing Toad DeQuesta has to pay for that item from Florida to wherever it goes. But because you know the weight of that package and where it's going, you're able to get the cost of that to let the person who's purchasing that know shipping and handling is another $2 onto that.
Wow.
So we've talked a lot about creatives with products. What about creatives with services? Like you spoke about the makeup artist, or you spoke about the graphic artist or the architect. What are ways that your unit will be working with those who offer services versus products?
Well, that's where our podcasts come in. So we let people know what services we have here to offer the person. So we're assisting them with marketing what it is that they have. Remember I said it'll be similar to how Ministry of Tourism advertises and markets the Bahamas. Responsibility to advertise and market the creative industry of the Bahamas, you know. To be able to get our artists on international stages, to be able to get our creative products at different festivals around the world. You know, we would have relationship with different festival directors to be like, okay, Dancing Toad DeQuesta needs to get on this particular stage.
Right.
And they was like, I don't know her though, but you know me.
Right.
So we have that conversation. And because I've done it as private citizen Angelique McKay, so now with the strength of the government behind these efforts, more doors are going to be able to open.
So are you thinking of doing, like, my mind is like racing. Are you thinking of doing your own festivals locally and internationally, perhaps to, I'm in your head or something?
Well, what we're looking to do is to partner with different festivals.
Okay.
I've proposed that we do a festival for y'all pray for me. So maybe we're able to, it's in May.
Okay.
So maybe something like that would be able, to do it. But to really sensitize the public as well to know that we have so many creatives and we don't have to use the same ones. We can give additional people that exposure, and please do not ask for discounts. Don't do that.
All right, so this is one of my questions, but especially since DeQuesta mentioned that, right? Like the idea of a festival for the orange economy, the creators, that would be huge. It's too big. Is the umbrella too big? Do we need to refine this and to say, well, this is the type of orange economy we're focusing on, or should we keep it at this huge tent?
Every festival dives deep into the orange economy. Every festival. Think about everything that you see at that festival. You have visual artists, you have entertainment artists, you have the artisans at the various booths. A festival is just the orange economy exploding.
And you need the architect to set up the booth and the design.
Exactly.
Yes, at the same time.
That's it. It covers everything.
Agree. At the same time, though, in May, having a concentrated focus to say, we are just celebrating. This festival is not for the Quest Dancing Toad, the Quest fundraiser. This festival is to highlight all that we have in the orange economy. You're going to come out, we're going to have this. The whole focus is, let me expose you to orange versus just, people who pay in for vendors at different festivals. But this is now an opportunity for people to really see, feel, taste, hear, touch everything that's orange. So having its own festival could really be a catalyst for moving the economy forward.
That is my wish and that is my dream. Yes. International Day of Culture.
Okay.
I think it's May 21st. I'll double check.
I have a complaint.
Oh boy.
My complaint is that
like last week, so this is going to happen.
The complaint is that we don't have a day for the Orange Economy Festival in May. And I think that we need a resolution for that to happen, because I'm just excited about, experiencing that and seeing Bahamian culture all in one space. So
Hey,
that needs
you
to
know,
happen.
this is
What about you, Dwight?
Get off the median here. Once she says something, it happens.
How do you feel? Are you
I
seconding?
agree.
Yes, thank you.
mean, I think May will be good too, and then of course, 242 Day. It could have been. It could still
Yes.
be this as well. Our very unique day. Both. Why not?
On May 21st, globally, is the International
There you
Day of
go.
Culture, and that is
bring
my
it on.
Maybe we
prayer.
could have a festival from 242 Day to
seriously,
May.
like-
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, like one of my biggest pet peeves is that culturally, I think we could showcase who we are a whole lot more. I feel like even like cruise ship passengers during the day, like why aren't we taking them to? You have like Kong Stai and arts and all these different things where there's a show like or something that is an everyday focus on creatives and culture, right? I think there's a huge opportunity
is.
for that. I
It
mean, if I had the
is.
money.
It is, and it's and I think that this year it may happen because as we begin to grow as a unit and create those partnerships with these other agencies that assist in the development of the creative industry, we're going to be able to see this realized.
Let's get your calls in 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259. Call us toll free 242-300-5720. We're talking with Angelique McKay. It's our spotlight on the orange economy. What role is there for the Family Islands? How are they participating in this? What can be done? What is being done?
Well, I know they are submitting items as well for the book, and like I said, they're a bit hesitant. I spoke with someone who was very hesitant about submitting stuff because they thought someone may steal their design.
Wow.
And I don't know how to comfort someone like that. They think the government is going to take it, but I'm like, we just trying to get you out there so that people could purchase it. So it's going to be some retraining and thinking because I think the creative community, the artists have been scarred so much that they have to now, recoup and recover and move forward, So trust issues are there.
My goodness. Let's take this call. Good morning, caller. You're live on the air.
Yes, good morning, Dwight. Good morning, the President. Good
Morning.
morning,
Angelique.
Angelique.
Good morning.
Listen, my only concern, panelists, is that we have these great ideas, and another couple of months, making a decision. What happens a lot of times is that we start this thing to another administration comes in and they decide, for this. Question, how do we mitigate against this stop, review, and cancel thing? Because what you are discussing here today, excellent ideas and whatnot. And, being in the orange economy myself, I think it's a great idea. But what happens if the government changes in the next couple of months? Where do we go from there?
Okay. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. There is an answer. You might not like that answer, but what do you say? I can't imagine a government, any administration saying we're going to scrap the orange economy unit.
This is an existing unit that was gazetted. So it's a legitimate area with a budget. So I can't, we have our mission, we have the vision. I can't see the unit being dismantled. The creative industry is vibrant, and I can't see that.
Yeah. Okay. Let's take another call. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Good morning, Dwight. Good morning, DeQuesta. Good morning, Angelique.
Good morning.
Want to say very excellent conversation. Of course, I was also one of those that said vocally that perhaps we can find a way that the artisans are able to sell their pieces after the jungle parades instead of just discarding them. It would be a wonderful idea to see a jungle museum, a true one, for multi-level, 4 or 5 levels, perhaps, and on a piece of crown land where these pieces, that is actually a labor of love, can be showcased, get the tourism product involved, and actually, have some type of payment to come in and view the pieces. The great part that I love about the conversation, I'm going to end this right now, is the mere fact that I love when you mentioned the pieces that potentially can, depending upon the size, the artisans are able to, perhaps given the opportunity, to travel with those pieces to reassemble them at the new location. I think that is a fantastic idea. And also it promotes the ability of employment, start a new level of employment for some of these artisans who perhaps may not even be working. So all of this is excellent. I love the conversation. Continue the great work. And let's see if this can be developed to the point that we anticipate. Thanks for taking my call, Joey.
Okay, thanks a lot. Well, you heard our previous guest, Robert Bain, with the National Dance Company, saying that this has been a problem for the country, where people are focused solely on Junkanoo as part of our culture. And as he says, well, that's not the only part of the culture. We got all these other things, toe dancing and the arts and so many other things. Are you having an issue with changing the perception that it's bigger than just Junkanoo, no matter how amazing that is? It's bigger than Junkanoo, and for other creatives to understand, you won't be neglected. It's not good.
It's not just Junkanoo. It's the entire industry. Myself, I'm a literary artist. So how could I neglect something that I'm passionate about and something that I'm deeply involved in? And we understand in the orange economy that it is
I never hear you talk about
creative.
that. I only hear you talk about Junkanoo. What's that about?
The creative
I've known you
industry.
for years.
Something coming.
Okay.
Okay. But it's the entire creative industry. I would say I'm a walking billboard for the creative industry because I always have on some jewelry that's made in the Bahamas. I have a seamstress that makes a lot of what I wear. So I think we take a lot of it for granted because we see it every day and we be like, oh, that's just Susie May making earrings. Never mind, these earrings are spectacular. But when we go beyond our show, wow, then we brag about it. But we take it for granted. But the world needs to see what it is that we have in our creative industry. And it will not just be Junkanoo.
So how do you get that to change? As you said it, right? We don't appreciate what we've got.
The creatives themselves need to increase the volume in their voices as well. That's what needs to happen.
They're going to say it's just Susie May making noise.
No, but Susie May need to make noise. You understand? So we need people to understand that this is our profession as a creative. We take time and we're serious about what it is that we do. And we need the respect, just like any other profession. We need that respect within the creative industry as well, because this is how the creatives eat. Yeah.
I think it goes a bit further than that because from the minute you are a child, you're creative, you are basically given no choice but to stifle your creativeness in favor of what is tradition, certain career choices that they want for their children. And if their children try to veer from that, that creates family strain, family issues. All sorts of things happen when you are not traditional. And so I think that from that perspective, we need to get parents on board with understanding that the creative way, it can be lucrative. They can't, everyone has to get involved in pushing forward the natural giftedness of their children and be advocates for that and be open to non-traditional careers. Like you may look at someone and say, oh, well, that person is just a nail technician. When I look at whenever I decide to get my manicures done, she makes $120 off of me in an hour and a half, right? So if you do 10 people a day, that's more than what someone sitting in the office is making for a week. So I think we need to do a little bit more research and advocacy for creative. Our country, how they impact the world, let them be more visible and seen. And so go and register. And then relationships are two ways. Like a lot of times people are sitting down waiting for someone to be their savior, waiting for someone to come to their rescue. You have to be your own. So if Angelique don't know you, she had this orange. You hearing about this now? She doesn't know that you feel like reach out. She give you a number, or email. Don't just sit down and be passive. Like do something that says, all right, what I do is valuable, and I want the world to see that there's value in this work that I do. You have to use your own voice and build your own platform.
Wow.
I didn't come to preach.
And I want people to stop asking creatives to give them discounts. Because if they gave you a discount and they go to the food store to buy a can of cream, they cannot ask for a discount for a can of cream. Yeah. And they invest.
They can ask, but
so
they won't
much.
like the answer.
You know, so that's one of the biggest things to put out there, and to respect the persons within the creative community.
Yeah. Wow. All right. So what's next? What are people who are hearing this for the first time? What should they be doing? They're creatives. They're in the orange economy. What do they need to do?
Support a creative today. That's just, respect the profession of the persons within our creative industry. And I'd like for the creatives to increase the volume in your voice. Don't shy away from pricing your product, because you pour part of your soul into the production and creation of whatever it is that you do. So just stand firm with what it is that you do, and know that opportunities are on the way by way of the Orange Economy Unit.
We'll take one final call, and then we're going to wrap things up. Caller, good morning. You're live on the air.
Hi, good morning.
Hi, good morning. You're breaking up a bit.
Is it better?
Kind of.
Slightly.
Okay. Angelique.
I recognize that voice.
I'm putting a question directly to you. With regard to the artisan, and, many of us have to import our findings. We have to import certain parts of whatever we are completing with our work. I'd like to see if you can do something along with the Ministry of Finance, have a seminar or something, educating artisans on what's duty-free, what we can bring in, and how we can get help in that area. Because sometimes you bring in your stuff, you go to your broker one time, charge you 20%, but no, that's not it. That's not the rate. These people don't know, don't understand, and I think we move further into 2026. I think the government, we should always go to customs with that sheet telling us that we can only bring in 5,000 worth of stuff. That means that is what you agree to during the year.
Okay.
Wow. Okay. I think people can still hear us. There's a power outage here suddenly at the station. Caller, no, you're not there. Okay. Angelique, your response to that?
That's a good idea, and I will definitely look into that. One of the things that we've done, we have been working along with the International Trade Center in Geneva, Switzerland, on developing an export strategy for the creative industry. So they're assisting us with coming up with a plan to implement to assist our creatives. And they have had several stakeholder meetings with persons in the creative industry so they could let them know what their challenges have been. And that document is to be presented to Cabinet within another week or two, I think, based on the feedback from persons in the creative industry working along with them.
All right. And finally, this texter is asking if there's a copy of the framework for the orange economy here. Is there somewhere they can go to read more about it and what the strategy is going to entail?
Well, and once that document is submitted to Cabinet, I would imagine that it will be uploaded to the Ministry of Economic Affairs webpage.
Okay, excellent. So you have a preview for what we're going to talk about next month, or stay tuned.
Stuff.
Stay tuned.
I love it.
Stay
Stuff.
tuned. We'll meet more of these creatives. And
Yes,
talk
that's
more about the
definitely
successes.
intended to take place. So we bring them in, and so that they could share their stories with others and be an inspiration as well, and get feedback.
Excellent. Excellent. Angelique McKay, we're looking forward to the partnership
Yes.
over the next few months. Again, it's our spotlight on the orange economy. This is being done conducted of the Ministry of Economic Affairs. Angelique
Thank
McKay,
you.
thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Got to come in orange next month, I guess.
I was
We'll
gonna
do
wait.
that. Next month we'll do that. All right, we're going to take a break and be back with our final few minutes of Morning Bend Business on this Tuesday. Stay with us here on Guardian Radio 96.9.
At CFAL, we understand that a secure future is the greatest gift you can give your employees. That's why our tailor-made group pension solutions are designed to fit the needs of both large and small companies. With CFAL, you can provide the retirement you and your employees deserve, ensuring peace of mind and financial stability for years to come. Join the many businesses that have already entrusted CFAL to create the right pension plan for their employees, and let us help you build a brighter future for your team. CFAL.com to get started on building wealth so you can live well. CFAL, growing wealth for future generations.
Southwest Plaza has so many stores, I've been trying to find a sensible way to list them all. There's CBS Bahamas, the Ashai Institute, BENC Snack World, Bamboo Shack Bahamas, there, the Athlete's Foot and BTC, Games and More, John Bull Fine Threads, Alive Bahari, Dairy Queen, 700 Wines and Spirits, Sandy's Clocks and Island Luck, Starbucks and Lowe's Pharmacy, plus Marco's Pizza and Lorraine. Southwest Plaza, what a wide array of stores. Southwest Plaza, stop by today and explore.
Struggling to find your financial rhythm? Make that move to Fidelity and let us help you orchestrate your financial goals into perfect harmony with free financial coaching sessions. Make that move today. Call 356-7764.
Fidelity, we're good for you.
City of Miami Gardens presents JIT Ludacris, Ashanti, Nelly, Glorilla, LMA, Maya, Joe, D Nice and Friends, featuring WV, Donnell Jones, Case, Sunshine Anderson, and Kenny Burns, Isley Brothers, El DeBarge, Stephanie Mills, and so many more. March 7th and 8th, Hard Rock Stadium. Tickets and info at jazzinthegardens.com. Jazzinthegardens.com.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart day.
It is time for your morning business report brought to you by CFAL. The Nassau Airport Development Company, NAD, has experienced 21 flight cancellations since Saturday as the winter storm that's been termed Fern continues to affect the eastern seaboard of the United States. NAD's Vice President of Operations, Jonathan Hanna, says that there have been 19 flight delays caused by the winter storm as well. More on that in today's Guardian Business section. AML Foods Limited announcing late Sunday that it has entered into an agreement to acquire the business and assets of Prime Island Meats and Deli in Hoopers Bay, Exuma. According to AML, the transaction is expected to close sometime in March. President and CEO Gavin Watchmore saying that the company is pleased to expand its presence in Exuma after it acquired Exuma Markets in 2021. Bahamas Pharmaceutical Association President Dr. Marvin Smith says that the professional service fee, the dispensary fee attached to medicines, is not arbitrary, contrary to comments made by a cabinet minister. Smith responding to Senator Michael Halkitis and his comments made in the Office of the Prime Minister press briefing about dispensary fees attached to medicines, saying, this is Smith, that as to the fee being described as arbitrary, This is a gross mischaracterization of the whole process. Different pharmacies have different processes as it relates to prescriptions that are not covered under the National Prescription Drug Plan. He said that some pharmacies have relationships with certain third-party payers that streamline the process for those pharmacies, while others may be preferred providers for certain group insurance beneficiaries. Overseas, Boeing's sales surged nearly 60% in the fourth quarter as the aerospace company digs itself out of a string of crises that's tarnished its reputation. It was the strongest quarter for airplane delivery since 2018, $3.95 billion from $15.24 billion for the 3 months ended December 31st. That topped the $22.6 billion that analysts polled by FactSet were looking for. Boeing had 160 commercial deliveries in the quarter, more than double the 57 deliveries in the prior period. Deliveries are an important source for cash for plane manufacturers since buyers typically pay a large portion of the purchase price when their orders are fulfilled. And U.S. stock indexes ticked higher Monday, while other markets made louder moves, including another record-breaking rush for the price of gold. The S&P 500 rose 0.5% and won back its losses from last week's dip. The Dow Jones Industrial Average climbed 313 points, or 0.6%, and the Nasdaq Composite added 0.4%. Baker Hughes helped lead the way and rose 4.4% after delivering a stronger profit for the latest quarter than analysts expected. U.S. Rare Earth, after saying the U.S. government agreed to provide $277 million in federal funding to help the company produce heavy rare earths, minerals, and magnets. The Trump administration has also agreed to a proposed $1.3 billion loan, while the company separately raised $1.5 billion through private investors. Prices for precious metals have been soaring as investors look for safer places to park their money amid threats of tariffs, still high inflation and political strife, and mountains of debt for governments worldwide. The gold market, where the metal's price rallied another 2.1%, briefly topping $5,100 per ounce for the first time to set another record. Silver surged even higher, surged even more and settled at 14% higher. In your market watch closer to home, your market movers on the BISX. Phone call moving 1,200 shares, closing at 685 unchanged. Consolidated Water closing at 759, up 19 cents. And Emira Incorporated down 3 cents, closing at 12. Share index closing at 3,170.24, up 0.16. That's your market watch, and that is your morning business report brought to you by CFAL, growing wealth for future generations. And that is going to do it for us today. DeQuesta Dean, thank you so much for being here this morning.
Thank you. Stay warm. A cold front's coming.
Hey.
Yeah.
And we'll see. You made your appeal for the orange economy. We'll see if this works like the median parking from last week.
And the domestic parking lot area.
That one's going to take a little longer.
Yeah.
But anyway, thank you. Keep up the great work. I'll give you my list for next week and going forward. Thank you again. I'll be back tomorrow morning with more Morning Blend and Morning Blend Business right here on Guardian Radio 96.9. Everybody have a great day. Stay tuned for On the Clock with Aaron Green coming up next.
Planning for retirement can be overwhelming, but with CFAL, it doesn't have to be. We offer tailor-made individual, group, and pension solutions that take the guesswork out of retirement planning. Whether it's for you or your company, don't leave your future to chance and let the trusted hands of CFAL's experts guide you toward peace of mind and financial stability. Low upfront costs and affordable monthly payments make it easy for you to build wealth so you can live well. Visit us at cfal.com to